apologize for the short delay if it's not working. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Hey, look at that, we're live. Okay, good. I'll restart the stream over. Hello, and welcome to the Strimstream on the official DDO stream. I am your host, Strimtom, joined by my wonderful co-host, Cup of Coffee. Today, we're going to be doing some quests in Gianthold. Not just some quests, specifically all of the quests in Gianthold. Every single one. Gotta get through it. It's something you gotta do when you're about this level, about level 16. So that's gonna be the whole plan for today. If you've never done it before, or maybe you might learn to pick up a thing or two from actually doing it, or just seeing it be done. It's a pretty cool experience. But yeah, so we're gonna get started on that. But first, I want to talk about a couple of things. So I've been playing this build, this character build, and I'm going to be joining with my friend Cup of Coffee a lot, because it's really not hard to play. I'm still using the silver longbow at level 16. I have actually put I've socketed it with a Ruby of Impulse, so when I use my force arrows, it does full damage. I do this because demons take very little damage from the actual acid, so having force and acid damage is really useful. Whereas the other bow that I could potentially get can't actually have a socket on it. So it's a bow you get from the Harbinger Madness chain. I'll do that later at some point. I'll probably stream that as well, but not right now. Anyway, so what I want to talk about is the build. So this build is an Arcane Archer Ranger, and it's been going pretty well. The issue is, let me make that up here. It's actually Ranger 16. The issue with this build is that it doesn't scale that well with the elemental damage. The elemental damage is a lot, and keep that in mind. It is a lot. It's like 80 damage on every single arrow. So when I'm not critically hitting, I'm still adding a lot of damage. The problem is, this top row here gives me arrow slaying, which is big, does a lot of damage, and it's multiplied by crits. So if you crit, it does ridiculous damage, and I understand that. But it's not modified by range power. This is important, okay? Because if I have 100 range power, then my base damage, say my base damage is 40, my base damage becomes 80. This doesn't become 500. Moonbow, which gives me 10 spell power. The 20 spell points for every 30 seconds is essentially useless because I have Soul Magic, which gives me spell points for free always, so there's no real reason to get that. Runebow, which gives me a +2 in my base damage and to hit. It says additional. I assume it stacks with everything, but I don't know. I can only assume. That's good, but I don't know if it's that good. And then I could get finally improved elemental arrows, either getting more damage, which is what I would take, or it could get corrosive arrows that applies destruction. I don't think it's that good because I could get destruction on a weapon, and on critical a D10 to D30 based on critical multiplier. It doesn't say that scales with spell power, so I don't know. And if anything, it's just not that good essentially. The top row, really disappointing. However, Deepwood Stalker Tree, the top row is ridiculous. Plus 8 damage against each of the enemies you hit, or each of your favorite enemies. So I guess 8 damage on top of what I already have. Okay, so I already have like +6, and then I get an extra +3 from the tree, so I'm at +9, and then +8 on giants, undead, evil outsiders, and I think humans I added here. So a lot of extra damage. 20% double shot? 20% double shot. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. That means 1 in 5 arrows is actually 2 arrows. Pretty good. Headshot, it blinds a guy or something. They die in 1 hit anyway, so headshot's not really very good. Heavy draw, that's 5 additional damage on every single attack. So that's every attack. I mean, yeah, it's -5 to rolls, but my dexterity is so high I don't miss anyway. So plus I have shot on the run on this character, so I don't really have many penalties. So really good. And then improved Archer's Focus is just 5 range power. It's okay. It's for 2 points, it's worth it, but we'll see if I actually take it. However, I'm not actually going to be putting 40 points in the Deepwood Stalker Tree. I'm not going to be getting Horizon Shot. I should know how to say that. Largely because 20 range power and 4 dexterity is good, but 20 range power is not as good as 20 double shot. 20 double shot being much better simply because the double shot scales both the elemental portion, all on hit effects, and allows me to double hit with abilities, with certain abilities and shots. So, if for example I use Sniper Shot, my Sniper Shot, if I use it, if it double strikes, so I have many shot up, so I'd get 2 arrows or even 3 arrows, that's 3 sniper shots instead of just shooting 1, which could potentially critically hit. So I'd get 3 chances. So I'd much rather take the double shot. So I will be going 40 points in this tree, although not taking the top row, and then taking the top row here, but not getting this final horizon shot ability. That's the build. It's working out really, really well. So I'm gonna show it off. My very, very extremely, unbelievably, supremely effective build. So everyone will be able to see it. You get a chance to understand, how exactly do the bow numbers come together, and how does it feel when doing something. Gianthold's not really hard, per se, but this character can effectively solo all of Gianthold. So, I'm going to need to grab a group together, so let's get some friends. So, level range. 13's fine. So, all Gianthold, Elite, and then we type in the order of chat. Feast, then Cabal, then Crucible, then Madstone, then Trial, or the Trial by Fire, TBF, then Maze, then Pop, then Discord, then Cry, and then Tor. So now we have the full order. Everyone knows exactly what I'm doing and what I'm on because I'll be updating it as I run around killing monsters. Click Feast or Famine, click Elite, hit Update Party, and then bam. So there we go. I'm going to update the player list so I can actually see people's names on here. And yeah, we're going to go out and do all of Gianthold. So if I don't get anyone to join, the only quest that I can't do is the Crucible because I don't have the patience to try to make it through the maze with just one person. With hirelings, I know you can do it, but what's more important is that I don't have the patience. I'm not a doctor, I have no patience. Or at least I'm a bad doctor and I have no patience. So I just want to make sure quickly that I don't have any quests to already accept so I can actually get them all. So I'm going to talk to this guy and take a reward. I don't really care what he gives me. There's a couple more here I need to grab. And then we're going to head out and do every single quest in Gianthold. It's going to be like a miniature guild guide episode, so you'll be able to see exactly how to do every single quest, tips and tricks, on how to do all this stuff. Think of it sort of like a educational video. It's not going to be very educational in the sense that I'm going to be talking about random nonsense. I'm probably going to be eating cookies, so I'll be talking with my mouth full and drinking coffee, not really paying attention, maybe watching a video on the second screen, but that doesn't matter. What matters is the education value. I really do hope people join, though. It's more fun when you actually have people to play with. If any of you out there are, heading up the Ghallanda server, and you're like, man, I want to do some quests right now. I'm sitting here in my house, bored, I don't know what to do. Then just, come on, join up. Get some good fun. We're all good people out here. So most important thing, make sure you always click your Conjure Arrows and turn on your buff. Your Corrosive Arrows buff. I forget to do that every time. I run into a monster and then I start clicking away and I don't actually end up doing any damage. Here we're going to stick with the Metalline Arrows. There's very few undead except for a couple quests where we need Morphic Arrows. The Metalline Arrows is just convenient. There's no real alignment based damage in here. So like pew pew I can kill everything in one hit. Well, not one hit, 2 hits. If I crit, if something dies in one hit. Or if I use Sniper Shot. I also have Merciful Shot and Dispelling Shot. Dispelling Shot's very useful against the Skeletal Enchanters. Hey, that was supposed to crit. That was supposed to crit too. Oh yeah, Killer is also really useful. It's not useful here because these monsters have lower life totals. Lower CRs. Hey. He's hiding behind the building! What the heck? Anyway.
Keep the orcs safe.
So, now the real question is, how does this character come together? What are the stats that really make it work? Well, 40 dexterity gives me a buttload of damage, so that's important. Secondly, I have 27 double shot walking around from items and a couple other things. My arrows shoot through targets. This is also really important. So if I'm running around, killing people, there's a bunch of guys running at me, I target the one in back, and then when I shoot, my arrows pierce the target that's in front, unless he runs away and uses his bow, which is hilariously ineffective. Additionally, every time I kill a target, I get 5% double shot. So right now, I'm sitting at 20% double shot. So when I shoot, I actually shoot twice. The other big update I got since the last time I showed off this character I got a message from somebody who said they're just getting back into the game, and if I can bear that, then they can come along. So yeah, it's cool. If any of you are just coming back to the game, you haven't played in a while, and you're like, oh, should I play? I'm more than welcome to like welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. I just stepped into Feast or Famine, so. Do you happen to remember where this quest is, Emberthil? I hope he does. So I target the guy in the back, and I start shooting, and then I'm hitting everyone in between. And as a result, you get, like, FYI, no ears. Well, then I type... I don't like typing. But anyway, yeah, so it's really useful to be able to shoot through enemies. It's hilariously good. But the big thing that's a big change is because I have more spell slots now, it means I can actually shoot our targets. Every time I get this 10 spell power, or these 10 spell points, I can toss on a Cure Serious Wounds that apparently I can't do because I'm not facing the guy. So I toss on a Cure Serious, bam, back at full health because it heals me for so much. I get 50 healing amp from past lives. Woo! And I have, from just, I don't know where I get it, but I have 127 positive spell power. If I had an item, if I had one item of positive spell power, I could be at 200 positive spell power as a ranger. Which is kind of crazy. I don't entirely understand how I have so much positive spell power. I don't have a single item. I consider putting an item of devotion in my weapon, but if I had like 2 sockets or something. Problem is I don't have any purple slots or like red slots. Ooh, that sick triple kill. So yeah, Ruzek. So there's a champion monster. Might as well turn on my double shot. Watch him turn into like, you know, dust. When I turn on double shot, I mean business. Or mini shot, I mean business. I can essentially kill almost every boss that I've encountered in like 4 or 5 arrows. Which is hilarious. Over 600 positive spell power. Yeah, but hold on, Helena of Kyber. I don't think you're a ranger, okay? If you're a ranger with 600 spell power, then we'll talk. You know? Getting you wishy-washy clerics and favorite souls. Being all like, oh, look at my healing spell power because I get it from my radiant servant tree. Radiant servants. I'm a servant of nature, you know? You don't see no druid with 600 spell power? So there we go. You know? I'm talking about being a ranger. Being a dude with a bow who runs around taking out guys by the hundreds. Look at this. I'm just dusting everybody. One hand. I gotta ask, do you know the way, Embrothil? He's a relatively new player, so I want to make sure he knows where he's going. Woo! So as I said, this character is really easy to play with one hand. So what I do is I turn on auto attack, right? So I'm doing this with one hand. You can see my coffee cup. So you turn on auto attack, and then why is there a spoon in here? I'm not even going to pay attention right now. Yeah, turn on auto attack, and then I just run around and tab through my targets. So they're going to start getting hit. So then the wolf is in between, so I'm going to start double hitting them both. Oh, the wolf is too short. Then I'm going to get surrounded by the guys back here, so I'm going to start shooting through the targets. Always make sure you tab to the one in back, so that way you're hitting multiple guys with your arrows. And boom, look at that. Everybody does. Now the hard part is actually accessing levers when you have one hand, because you can't use your mouse. The trick is, if it's highlighted like this, you can just press the U button on your keyboard, and it kind of grabs it for you, so you don't have to worry about that so much. Ooh, that was a really fast swap. I didn't actually intend to swap that fast, so jeez. There we go. Tab back over here. Yeah, and then because I get the free spell power every time almost every time I shoot, it's based on every arrow that hits. Oh, can I backspace that? There we go. It's based on every arrow that hits. So if I use my mini shot and I shoot 3 arrows, each arrow has a chance to proc that 15% to give me the extra spell points. So I think the real downside is that the arcane archers only have one one ability that actually uses spell points to deal additional damage. So there's really no reason to do it. There's no paralyzing shot. There's just paralyzing arrows. And there's the burning arrow, but the burning arrow only deals a d6 damage per second, which is not really worth it to even press the button. The dispelling shot is worth it because it gets rid of positive effects. So, for example, if a guy has displacement or something on him, you can cast that to help your allies actually hit the targets. So it can be kind of useful. But in general, your spell points don't really mean anything at all. I just use it for the free healing. It'd be kind of nice if I get even more free healing. So much free healing. So yeah, people said that Warlock was pretty easy. Warlock is pretty easy, but this is even easier because, as I said, I'm only using one hand to play the game right now. And when it's nice because I can do something else. So like I could write a book with my other hand. You know, I could lift weights. So if I wanted to, I could just like start working out with my other hand. It'd be really convenient and useful. Just being able to kind of play the game in whatever method I really feel like. Oh! The traps. My barbarian trap finding is, you know, can only get me so far. Haha, jump. So, being able to run around with like 40%, I believe, double shot, 47%, I think. Hey, look at that. 47% double shot. It makes the game a lot easier because it increases my damage by so much. And that's specifically the reason why I don't go with the top of the Deepwood Stalker tree. I think the Deepwood Stalker is good. I think it genuinely is a good tree. But the problem is 20 range power will never be better than 20% double shot unless there is some kind of invisible double shot cap like 400% or something. There's no way I would ever take the extra damage over the extra double shot chance, considering that there's no hard cap on double shot. Because the more double shot you have, the more times you double shot. So you get, you know, an extra arrow here, an extra arrow there. Hey, shoot my arrows. So that's why I'm going instead, or I'm preferring to go instead with the, hey, Disintegrate. These guys are jerks, man. Hit me with their hardest spells. Phew. That's why I prefer to go with the Arcane Archer tree for the 40, or the capstone. Hirelings. I don't need hirelings. I might get one for a Crucible. I really hope this guy doesn't critically hit me, because that could be bad. That's why I need another hand. Unfortunately, my... Oh. Unfortunately, my called shot is actually on a button that's on my mouse. I mean, I could press it, but I have to reach number 8 on the keyboard, and like, I don't want to reach 8 on the keyboard. I'm lazy, man. Ooh. Hey, another warg. Don't worry about it, man. There's a lot of traps. It's probably gonna happen. Always elite all the time. Yo, man, this is DDO. Always elite all the time. You can't play the game in anything other than elite. Maybe if you're like a new player trying to understand the mechanics of the game, you know, or you just kind of play casually, or you're using a really off build, I would understand playing normal, absolutely. There are a lot of good reasons to play normal. But when your name is Strimtom, there's no reason to play normal. There's no reason! It's like, oh, Wratha Grimskin, is this guy a boss on elite? Well, it's good he'll die in 4 shots. Good job, everybody. Next is the Cabal. A Cabal for 1. It's important, you know. It's important to know. It's just Strimtom doesn't. When bosses die in 4 hits because I do too much damage, there's no reason. There's no reason. Okay. It might sound cocky, but this build is kind of wonderful. It's just really easy to play. It's also really easy to get into. There's only one item that's required for the damage, is the Silver Longbow. Everything else doesn't matter. All my other items are just whatever I can find. Almost all loot gen. Just items. This one's crafted to give me spell power, as a spell power, but then that's it. Oh yeah, Embroth only needs to recall. This item I got, the Dynamistic Quiver. This one I got from the new quest, whatever the Gate Warden's thing. Really good item. 5% double shot's hilariously good, and range power is always good. So it's a good item. It's not really required though. Oh, here he is. Yep, it's the bow from the Temple of All, the Church and the Cult. Church and the Cult being a free-to-play quest, and this bow is bound to character. You can farm it really easily, and any player in the entire game can get it because it is a free-to-play quest, and you can buy it on the auction house. So it's a great item. The reasons that makes it such a great item: one, it's silver, so it's got a really cool icon there, and it looks pretty cool in game. I'm gonna be honest. It's got this like, it gives me that feel back to the old bows from the old Asheron's Call 2. It looks a lot like the old bows you used to be able to get as a ranger. So that's pretty good. Um, yeah, man, you gotta rock the silver longbow. It's like one of the best bows in the entire game. Uh, Not only is it amazing, I forgot to update. Hey, Papa, we just finished Feast or Famine. We're heading into a Cabal for one. Cabal for one. Cabal. I didn't even put on any of my buffs in that last run. Whoopsie. I had none of my buffs on. I probably should. Let's just, here we go. So, the other reason why the bow is so good, I'm gonna pay attention to what's going on. I'm gonna open this up. So, yeah, it has the base 18, 19, 20 crit, so it's a 15% chance to crit, okay, on the bow itself, which is pretty good, and it does a ×3. Additionally, ooh, it has Holy, so it's good. It's a good weapon. It's a D10 instead of a D8, when bows are normally a D8, so it has even higher damage rating. And it has a socket. So, being that it has a socket, I can put some stuff in it to give me spell power for my ranged abilities. Really, really good item. I'm gonna share Cabal just in case. I didn't repeat Cabal. Huh. Whatever. Again, I'm playing with two hands. I don't need to be. I'm just doing that for some reason. I think it's mostly just for like jokes. So we walk over here and we start firing through the crowd. What's really important is that because your arrows pierce when you have improved precise shot, it means you do pretty much nearly infinite amounts of damage and can clear crowds. I didn't realize how good it would be. I thought it would be like, oh, it could pierce like one target. But actually, if you're like pretty good at lining up your shots, you can hit multiple targets. So use Dispelling Arrow always. I like Dispelling Arrow a lot. It means I can hit guys that have the displacement on them. Really, really useful when you fight the Skeleton Enchanters in Madstone, especially when you're doing Madstone Epic Elite. Because those guys have a lot of life, but if you can just destroy their spells off of them, you don't really have to worry about how much life they have. Because the melee can just take them out. So, anything that helps the melee, man, I'm telling you. In theory, you could also play like a Magister and use the Dispelling Strike. Or, not Dispelling Strike, but the Dispelling abilities that they get. But most people don't really play Magister, not even Wizards, so... Some Necromancer Wizards will play Magister, but most will play Draconic Incarnation because it gives way more damage. It's a lot more versatile. Turn around, everybody! Whee! Goodbye. Oh, he's not dead. Hey, look, a guy, an Arzak-Core Lore Master, who's a champion monster. He's dead. Oh, he's not dead. He has a sliver of life. No. No. Can't target. Oh my god. Good, he's dead. Oh, the blindness! Glitter dust. I'm trying to think of other like interesting tidbits and facts about this build that are like actually useful. I don't know. It's really easy to play. I know I'm like jumping around a lot, but I'm telling you, it's really easy to play. Like I like lining up the shots and getting everything really accurate, but you don't have to. You can just stand in the doorway and shoot everybody from here. having a super high reflex save, so because everything is based off your dex, your damage, your 2-hit, and your armor class are all based off your dexterity, having a really high dexterity is extremely, extremely good. As a result, it gives you a really, really high reflex save, so you don't really take any damage from area of effect attacks or traps. So, yeah, so there's that. I love these wolves. Oh my god, they're so cute. I really want a wolf with antlers now, as like a pet or something. Glitter is pretty bright, so it can blind you, but you have to understand, I made my fortitude save, and my character's wearing goggles. So you can't get blinded through goggles, it doesn't make sense. You know, if somebody throws dust at your eyes, but you have goggles on, it can't blind you. Doesn't matter how bright it is. I mean, maybe it does. No, I've got sunglasses on. Oop. Jump. Look at that. And I'm just like, many shot. Pew. Yeah, actually, there was a company, right, that had the ability. I think it was. It is pretty bright. There was a company out there that was making like these glitter boxes of glitter that you would send to your enemies, so people you didn't like. You send them, and essentially it was like a glitter bomb that you could send. I'm 99% sure that company like faced like a lawsuit and didn't actually send anything because it's just a bad idea. Hey, he's a crossbow guy. I don't understand crossbow players. I know crossbows are like really good, but that sound is just endlessly annoying. It's like torture. Hey, don't hurt me. That's it. The only big problem with this build I find is the lack of physical resistance rating makes you vulnerable to like some attacks. Like this guy. It's really important to always be on your guard when around champion packs. This character has 28 physical resistance rating, and it's not going to get much higher than that. How much healing amp do I have? A lot. I have 50, I think? It's not really a lot, actually. I have my healing amp. I can do this while doing other stuff. Where is it? I have 50 healing amplification, so positive energy amplification. And then my spell power, I have 127 positive spell power. So from Cure Serious, I'm healing 125. Now, please keep in mind, I don't have an item. If I had an item on right now that gave me positive spell power, it would be up at 200. So 200, that's a lot of healing. And then if I hit 20 and I put on the gloves that give you 60 extra healing amp from the purple dragon gloves that give you 60 healing amp, I could probably do about 250 with a Cure Serious. Not bad as a ranger, considering I get free spell power. So now this is when we're going to go kill King Bendix. So we click on King Bendix, and we start hitting him. And King Bendix is going to start taking a lot of damage right now. He's dead. So now there's another guy in here who's not King Bendix. There he is. Gardak or something. And we're going to kill Gardak, and then Gardak's dead now. This build's pretty, it's pretty hard to play. You have to be able to, like, use one of your hands to move the keyboard. And you also have to spend a lot of time playing this game to level it up. You have to level up your character. But that's really the hardest parts about the build. Use your voice of the master. But if you can do both those things... Dude, that wasn't a 581 crit. That was a 581 crit that was one of 3 arrows that hit the target at the same time. It's hilarious how much damage this character does. I'm going to be building or writing a guide on the forums for this character build. Crucible next. Everyone's favorite quest. I'll be writing a build guide on the website. This character probably started doing pretty good damage at about level... I'm gonna say level 2 was level 1 below average. Probably did decent damage by about level 3 or 4, like hitting the average. By level 6, I started being able to like really hit bosses because of many shot, so you can have that really good burst for bosses. And then probably level 11 is when I started being able to just destroy quests with no challenge whatsoever. And this character can be done, by the way, with a 28 point build. You can build this character with a 28 point build with no past lives and no special items in any shape. If somebody was first playing the game, I would highly recommend this build. Highly recommend.
This dragon looks.
Crucible.
Is my reflection in its side.
Alright, so if you do not know the maze, please do me a slight favor and just follow me around and we'll do the maze together. So that way you get a chance to learn it, but it also makes it way easier. So I don't have to figure out who's doing what. We can just do it in a quick sweep. Pew! Pew pew, man. No, I missed one. Damn it. I thought I was good at this game. I didn't count my barrels.
An empty arena awaits. The fight has not yet begun.
Yeah, so it's a pretty good character build though. I like the way Rangers turned out. I haven't tried Tempest yet, but I have little faith in melee with 30 physical resistance rating. I feel like if you're playing melee without heavy armor, this game is really exciting on elite mode because you'll run into a champion that will just tear you apart. So, alright, so we're gonna shoot guys. We're gonna intimidate this guy, or diplomacy. Can I diplomacy him? No, I don't think I can. I think I need heroism. That's what I need. No. Yeah. Oh, I didn't finish the conversation. Crap. Hey, thank you. Give me that. So now I can deliver the gift to the enemy, because I talked to him, got the map. Intimidate. Cool. Alrighty, we're all ready to go. I don't think we have the diplomacy for like all the other guys. I don't. Alright. And this character also doesn't have like diplomacy or anything. That's actually past life stuff, just having a lot of stats. Now Kurd is going to want jump and freedom of movement. Ember of Thil probably already has jump and give him freedom of movement. Needs to be a little higher. I'm set on my course. There we go. Alright, so the Crucible. Crucible. Everyone hates this quest, right? It's like mad annoying. I'm going to show you how to do the entire maze like that. Super easy to do the maze. You know what I'm saying? Talking about making maze money. Mad money on the maze. 6 Skrilla. You'd be walking here with like 50 Gs. If people don't follow me, I will probably lose my shit on camera, but I don't generally get too frustrated, but it's one of those things where like the maze is just... Oh, I should turn on many shot because I have nothing else to do. Yoo-hoo. Many shot's really broken because they buffed it way too much. I know they nerfed it for like munctures or whatever they're called, the little using the little shurikens or whatever. I know they nerfed it for that purpose, but for pretty much any ranger type, it's super buffed. The amount of melee power or range power that you get from it, and the fact that you can now scale your double shot nearly infinitely, it's really broken. Okay. Alright, just follow close and I'll get through the maze. Oh, one more. Alright, so first thing you do is you get somebody to go on I. So you take all your rights, you get somebody to go on I, and then you say I. So then you wait, and then he's going to turn I, and then you go behind this door here. Yeah. Great. I didn't need anybody on K, but thank you for following me. Okay. So we get the crest, and we kill this hobgoblin, and then you come up here to this other eye door. You come up to the eye door, and you get eye pulled again. So you type I. So this way it lets you through. This is essentially the exit, but by doing it this way, it means really quickly I kill these guys here, and then I've got 2 of the crests. Die. Die. Take that. Crest at the bat. So now I have 2 of the crests. Heal. Type I. And now we can leave this section of the maze. All you have to do is come through here to get these 2 crests. Then once you've done that,
Beyond the barred gate,
I again.
horn rests on
Oh, I don't have the snake socket. Okay. What crest do I have? I have the other 2. Yeah. Alright, now you can just follow. So now that we have that, easy peasy. Now we only have one other place to go. So I'm going to make sure we go slow so everyone can follow along, because the maze can be confusing. The trick to memorizing the maze is just to play the maze probably about 100,000 times. Pepe's already on K, so we're going to come over here to this section. I'm going to wait against this door, and I'm going to say K. Yeah, if you want to know how to do it, if you have like a job, girlfriend, other plans with your life, yeah, like if you like to go out, you know, maybe grab a drink at the bar or something like that, throw all that away, and then you'll be able to do the maze. No problem. You'll be able to memorize it. If you like enjoying different aspects of your life, knowing the maze is maybe something you'll never be able to do. So you come through here, you get K, and you go behind the door. Now you have all 3 crests, but now what's important is putting the crests in the sockets. The sockets have to be filled, of course. So now that I have all the... Hey, get out of here, Hobgoblin. Now that I have all of the sockets, or sorry, all the crests, we have to find all the sockets. So you keep going through past K, you leave that one guy there, you come over here, around this corner, and you say, you need somebody on H. So I go, someone on H. So Kurd is probably going to go on H, which is good. Alright, so now I'm going to get Emberthil to follow me. Emberthil, come on. Come on, man. Or he's going to stay there. Okay, whatever. Anyway, H. So then you get him to pull the door. So, essentially, over here was the crest, and this is... You're supposed to collect the crest through here by pressing H, by going through H. Oh, and they're getting attacked. But instead, you're just going for the sockets. You don't care about any of the other crap. I think Emberthil's dying. So is Kurd. What are they dying to? I hope they're fine. Cool. They're fine. So instead, you just move the door really quick. You get through behind here. And then bam! There's like a hobgoblin! You kill your hobgoblin. You drop your crest into the socket. Now you're done with this entire section of the maze. Now you're going to go back to the beginning. So we say H again. That way it's less confusing. If I try to go to all these different separate areas, it gets really confusing, so you just segment it into pieces. You collect all the crests, then you start putting everything in all the sockets. So you say H again. That will open up this path here, and it opens up the final path. You know you're doing it right if you can walk out the same way you came in. Okay, leave H. So I'm going to wait for this guy to come around. He'll come around. Is he going to come around? Yeah, good. So we're going to go around here. Guys. Perfect. And you're going to walk your way out of the maze. So back exactly the way you came. There's still somebody on K, so we're going to get back to this wall here. I'm going to say K. Perfect. K again, because Emberthil got himself locked for no reason. K again. Always, if you don't know what to do, just stand on the guy typing. Always do that. And we're going to move here. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, now you can come from K over to this side. Alright. So now you tell everyone else to wait here. You get them to stand here. And then I'm going to go around. To get back, all you have to do is follow the wall. So you just follow this wall. This wonderful wall. Following the wall. Oh, following the wall. Keep running past. Following the wall. You follow the wall all the way around. Technically you could go into this eye hole, but I'm going to stop. I'm going to just follow the wall. Bam! Brings me over to the last socket. Kaboom! Here we go. So can you get traps, Papo? And it's almost like you did the whole maze! Everyone's going to leave through the north side. Hey, we got a cleric gone. So he's going to get rid of the traps. So everyone goes at the north side. To open it fully, all you have to do is turn I one more time. So you turn I one more time. No, we didn't. We're still in it. We're just finishing the maze now. So everyone come up over here. Everyone come up to the north side. If you don't come up, there's 100% certainty of death. To spikes. Great. And then we just come out north here, and we're all done! And that's the maze, everybody. It's pretty simple. You go right, pick up 2 crests, go left, pick up the last crest, and then go do a full circuit back, putting in all the sockets. It's very easy, and it's pretty simple to understand. Hey, Extopia. Zootopia. Zootopia? I don't know. Now, because you're a ranger, you're going to cast a water or a swimming spell, and then you're going to swim away. Super simple. It's pretty much how you do the maze. It's all about determination, that kind of thing. You know. And again, as I said, there's like little tricks to pretty much everything else in this game. Alright, somebody while I'm doing this, please go Diplo the Kobold. Just any one person, Diplo the Kobold. Oh, damn it. Whee! You just run through here and jump. This is like the hardest part. Oh. Oh, I missed. Fuck. I mean, curses, jeez. I'll Diplo the Kobold because no one else is going to do it. This is good. Bam. So you just right-click him a lot, and then eventually you diplomacy him. Oh my god. Cool. So I type in 1,000,000 times to make sure everyone goes and does it. I didn't mean to fall. Actually, I made it in and I already grabbed the the spike. It's a visual bug. It looks like I didn't grab the spike or grab the ledge. I actually did grab the ledge. It's just a very, very unfortunate visual bug. So don't worry about that. Okay, cool. So what you do, you want to grab this. Oh, did I get rid of my shield? I have a Madstone Skull that is not the same. Demonic Slab works. So I'm going to put on the Demonic Slab, the shield. Ow, this is a cool looking shield. Anyway, put on the shield, so that way I've got a little bit more physical resistance rating to get out of this trap. Grab it, and get out of here. Oh, it actually takes away my evasion? Huh. I didn't realize it took my evasion away from having the shield. I thought it would just reduce it, or like, I didn't think it would actually get rid of evasion. Good to know. You don't have evasion with the shield. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go back and get all the boxes in there for the breakable. Okay, so yeah, if you don't have evasion and you have a low reflex save, always have a shield on your hotbar, even if you're playing like a caster, because then when you run through traps, you can just reduce the damage you take by a lot. Having a tower shield on your bar reduces the damage you take by 30%. Also, apologies if these spinning blades are really, really loud. They're really loud for me too. Da 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 da. Smashing barrels with arrows. Doo doo. Some people like realism in video games. I prefer smashing boxes and barrels with arrows. That's my cup of tea. That's where I get my realism from. Smash a vase. Like, a vase, I could believe. But... reset your interface? I don't know, actually. I know there's a way to save and load layouts. Oh, under the map? It should still be on the screen. You can't take stuff off the screen, so it might be just a load error. You might just have to log in and log out. Which reminds me, though, UI settings. Is it info blue? It's Blackbird. Oh no, it's not Blackbird. It's info blue. Yeah, cool. I forgot to turn that on. Alright, so for this one, if you have a really high wisdom, like I do, I don't have quite a high enough wisdom, I think. I think you need a little bit higher than 28. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm going to check. It's... the 6th door hides death, so it's not the 6th door. The doors nearest the exit hide death, so there's the exit over there. Odd numbered doors. So that only leaves this door, door number 2. So it has to be door number 2, unless I don't have a high enough wisdom. I don't have a high enough wisdom. I thought I had a high enough. Jeez. 28? It's not enough? My god. But anyway, so because I don't have high enough wisdom, you just pretty much open the same door over and over until you eventually do it. If you have over 30 wisdom, you don't need higher, or you don't need that high, but you can use low or high wisdom. If you have above a 30, it will tell you which one is right, so it'll tell you which door is the right one. If you have below an 8, you instead... Wait, what the heck? If you have below an 8, it's it'll tell you the opposite. So it'll tell you, like, or you have to do exactly the opposite of what it says. Because it's wrong. Hey, I made my save. Oh. Here we go. I'm gonna rebuff while I'm waiting. It's a lot of damage, but... Hey, look at that! Door's open. Grab my horn. Head over. Very important for this part that you have freedom of movement, because the guys out here are really annoying. I don't have to care that much. Quickly turn the lever. Turn the lever. That lowers the ladders in case somebody falls so they can get back up. And then we turn on multi-shot, and we start killing everybody. And you just stand in the room and you hit tab, you grab your cup of coffee, and then everything dies. There we go. Everything's dead. Nice and clean. Alright, everybody pick a wheel, please. Whoop! Zootopia's got a wheel. Blue, red. Perfect. Everyone's got a wheel. Alright. G0, R2, B4. So the way you count this, by the way, is you just turn it, and then the crystals light up to tell you which one to turn it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Cool. Oh man, Zootopia has a staff? That's kind of cool. He's going some kind of rogue staff barbarian build? That's kind of intense. I kind of want to see how that would perform. That sounds like a build that I would do. So we drink our potion of heroism, so that way when even though we're going to fail all the saves, doesn't matter. Merfolk's Blessing, and here we go! Now my swim is really high, so I actually swim a little bit too fast. It's kind of difficult to control. It's not easier when you're wearing heavy armor or anything, although it can be now. If you have like 600 health and you're wearing heavy armor, like you can get like a physical resistance rating of 100, you're playing like a paladin or fighter or something, it's actually not that hard to do. So we swim against current just a little bit to go above these spikes, and bam, halfway through. If you need air, just pop up here and grab some air, and then go down, left, up, go around. Oh, I gotta wait for the blades to stop because it's gonna hit me multiple times when I'm going through. I am swimming. Alright.
A glittering pile of
Turn on many shot, and it's like, oh my god, there's so many gnolls! What am I gonna do? Oh no, they're all dying so fast with such ridiculous speeds! And then they're dead. Did they even hit me? No, I didn't even take any damage. That's cool. It always feels good. Whoop! It's pretty, yeah. The swim is something that just takes practice. Just get a character to Epic Elite, get 1,000 life, and then practice the swim a couple times. Who needs water breathing when you can have that extremely high Elven Constitution for extra air? Now I'm going to take one hit here, unless I swim through it with no hits, and 0 damage taken. Ooh! What do you mean I didn't take Improved Precise Shot? I have it right here. I get it for free as a ranger. It's right here on the side of my screen. Improved Precise Shot. I use it to pierce through targets. It's the only way to play this character. Until you get Improved Precise Shot, your AoE is pretty weak, but I stopped playing around Terror of Elemental Evil. I start playing tomorrow. What new stuff would I have to get used to now? The fact that Ranger is now the easiest and strongest class in the entire game to play. It's a weird combination, the fact that it's easiest and strongest, but it's okay. You know, it's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, man. Here's it. I'm playing Ranger. It's free. It's free as a bird now. Anyway, I let my cronies, or as I like to call them, my teammates, do some of the killing while I just run past, jump around. The nice thing about this is because I have so much healing, like not just personal healing amp, but like healing potency or healing spell power, I can actually heal my teammates reasonably well as well. So like Zootopia, who's already in there, I'll be able to heal him. So. Yeah, I don't know if Tempest is good or not. I've seen a lot of people playing Tempest, and they seem to be having fun. I don't play Tempest because I don't think it's as good. Swashbard isn't OP'd more than Ranger. No. You have to understand, Swashbuckler Bard means you have to get in melee, so monsters can attack you. This means, because I'm ranged, monsters can't hit me. I'm too far away. So, way better, way better. Being as ranged gives you that benefit of, like, you can't be attacked by melee, right? It's kind of overpowered. And that's essentially how you do Crucible, the entirety of Crucible. It's pretty, you know, it's a long, irritating quest. A lot of people hate it. It's honestly one of my favorite quests in the entire game. So, cookies. Oh, I dropped it everywhere. Hatch for Ghostwalkers, dead. For all the Fearless. Oh, no crits, man. Where's my crits? Hey, look at that 571 point crit. I'm only level 16 Ranger, guys. Give me the keys. They're gone. Then we'll right click this a million times. Warlock's really good. It was really OP when it first came out. It was pretty on par in Epic Elite, but it was really OP. Then they nerfed it. Then it was kind of bad in Epic Elite, but still good for leveling. Then they nerfed it again. Still good for leveling, but it's pretty much garbage for Epic Elite. It's useful in, was it Defiler of the Just? Madstone Crater now. It's really good in Defiler of the Just Epic Elite, just because their damage ignores all the damage reduction from the demons and shit, and the Abishai. But the problem is they're too squishy. They don't have good enough CC. So.
Base with my reflection in its side. Would that I could bathe myself in fire here.
I should probably recall.
This pain I feel will wash away, along with my flesh.
Now the thing where it says General disappeared. Oh, your chat box? That's weird. I don't know what to tell you, man. Or Madstone. Time for Madstone. I didn't pick up any of the quests again, so I have to do that. You. Prison of the Plains. Yeah, I don't know why your screen is disappearing. I couldn't tell you. That's an issue I haven't had. I've had a lot of different issues with this game, but that is not one of them. So I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, this character's pretty fun though. I like it. It's pretty easy. Just the part where you type in? That's strange. Okay, I've never seen that before. Ooh, yeah. Just gonna head out to Madstone Crater, kill some ogres along the way. So that's the other thing. Warlocks can't shoot from this range. So I could kill that. Hey look, there's guys. Pew! Goodbye. Oh no, these minotaurs are dying. Who cares? The acid damage could be higher if I had an acid gem. The biggest issue with this build is actually getting acid spell power. So my acid spell power right here, I have 125. So 125% extra damage on my acid, and my acid applied to my bow, because I have here, is 7d8s. So I have 7 to 56 acid damage, and that's scaled up by 125%. So it's like 10 to like 100 and what, like 115 acid damage as the range. So, oh, my build? Oh yeah, I can just explain my build. I'll do it while I'm doing the next quest because it takes no effort to play this character whatsoever. So essentially, to start, you have to at level 1. You can do this as a 28-point build, by the way. First, you get dexterity. You got to put this at 20, or if you're not playing an elf, you don't have to put it at 20. I'm playing an elf because I thought I was going to put points in the elf tree. Turns out I'm not. I'm not putting any points in the elf tree. Elf tree is like bad by comparison. So, put points. So I started as an elf, but start as whatever class you want, or race. Doesn't matter. Race does not matter for this build. You'll do about the same damage with every single race. So pick a race, and then make the character. Max out your dex as high as you can, so every level you put points into dex, and put your dex as max. Next, I put my wisdom at a 16, because I thought you would actually use the wisdom-based skills at Arcane Archer. Turns out those actually reduce your damage, because you can't use them while using acid arrows, so your wisdom doesn't matter either. It gives you mana, but you don't use your mana for anything. So your wisdom, you can leave it at whatever. You can have it like a 10 or something, it doesn't matter. And then I put the rest of my points into Constitution so I could have more life. And that's it. That's how you make the character. That's the start. As for feats, I didn't know what feats to take. The only past lives I have on this character are Paladin, so past lives don't actually affect my damage at all. Hey, look at this. So, yeah. As long as you put your points in dexterity every time you level up. What feats did I take? I don't even know. I'm just gonna hit tab. I got dodge because it gives dodge. I like that. I took precise shot, and then you get improved precise shot. Can't use them both at the same time, which kind of sucks, but whatever. No, I took precision? I took one of these. I don't remember which one I took. I think I took precision. Precision's really good, because it means you can crit guys that are immune to crit, because it reduces their fortification by 25%, so you can crit undead. Hey, look, a guy behind me. He's dead. I took shot on the run, because shot on the run gives range power, and it means I can run around and jump without having an attack penalty, which is really useful when you're just kiting guys in circles, especially as I'm assuming towards Epic Elite. And I took mobility because you need that for a shot on the run, and it gives you 2% dodge. So I got 5% dodge from the tree. So as a result, my dodge bonus is, I think, 10%. So it's kind of nice, just dodging 10% of attacks. Now the meat of the build, die monster. The meat of the build comes from this tree right here. So you have to take corrosive arrows, or you can take any of the arrows, but corrosive arrows are the best because they deal acid damage, and acid has the least resistances to it. So, like, if you take fire arrows, you're going to do no damage, because, like, oozes are resistant to fire damage, and fire creatures are resistant, and demons, and the list just goes on and on. Hey, look at that damage. There's nearly limitless amounts of creatures that take no damage from fire, so there's no reason to take fire. So you have to take the acid of the tree, and then you just take elemental arrows to give you more acid damage. You also take soul magic, which gives you more spell power and free mana. And then you just take all this stuff, all the basic stuff. I took more mana. I don't really need more mana. And then you go to Deepwood Stalker, and you take the damage-focused abilities. This one, Improved Weapon Finesse, is actually the first thing you should take when you make your character. It adds the most damage. So I'm just going to shoot all this stuff. Oh yeah, skeletons are really hard for most characters to take care of, because a lot of characters don't use bludgeoning weapons. Look how hilariously easy this is. Bam. Nothing. So it's pretty easy. But yeah, so you pick up this, Improved Weapon Finesse, which gives you dexterity damage, which means you don't need strength or any other stat. All your damage comes from dexterity, 100% of it. So just get dexterity and you'll do a billion damage. Great. I put points into Survivalist because it gives me more life. I like having extra life and physical resistance rating, and then more life and more life. I took this, Favorite Defense, because it just gives saves, so like against undead and a couple other types of creatures. My phone has rang twice in a row. I do not know who's calling me. I can't answer that phone right now, though. Yeah. Then I took the action boost, the melee power, or melee and range power. That's just 30% damage, so being able to just pop something that gives 30% damage, and it's on a relatively, you got 6 charges, so you can use it pretty frequently. Then dexterity, that stuff doesn't matter. Killer's great, because as long as you're the guy that's killing stuff, like, not like me, my team is doing most of the work. I'm kind of just standing around. But, yeah, if you're actually killing stuff, you get 5% double strike. And then I took some of the stuff up here. The end game of this build, essentially, is going to look like 40 points in the Arcane Archer tree, not taking the top row, and then like 38 points in this tree, taking the top row. What are you shooting at? The reason for that is because the Arcane Archer enhancements at the top row are really, really, really bad. They're just bad. So, Improved Elemental Arrows gives you 2 extra d8s and 5% more spell power. 5% more spell power is kind of good, and 2 d8s is kind of good, but the problem is 2 d8s gives you, I think it's, what, like 27% more acid damage overall. But if I take this one, which gives me 20% double shot, that's 20% more damage from all my damage. Acid, and my shots, and my crits, and everything else. So 20% double shot's already better. Then I get plus 8 damage against all my favorite enemies and an extra favorite enemy. Hilarious! So against undead, I have plus 16 damage, I think, against my favorite enemy undead. So that makes it hilariously easy. Heavy draw gives me plus 5 to damage! That's base damage! So that's crazy damage! And then, if you really want, you can get Improved Archer's Focus, which just gives you 5 range power. You don't get Archer's Focus stance, because Archer's Focus is only in Precise Shot, not Improved Precise Shot, and I use Improved Precise Shot because it lets me shoot through guys, which is better. Yeah, but that's it. So if you notice, I'm actually, you see damage numbers going for the back there, I'm literally just hitting tab on the keyboard, like this keyboard here. I'm hitting tab like this, and by hitting tab, I'm actually killing monsters like nobody's business. So, and that's pretty much it. There's no really... I have no special items. I have no past life feats that give me any damage. The only special item I have is the Silver Longbow, which is an item you can get through free-to-play. I'll let my guys kill this stuff. It has a base 18 to 20 critical, so it's a 15% critical hit rate, which normally bows have a 5% because they only crit on a 20. Of course, it has improved crit because Deepwood Stalker gets improved crit. So it's a 17, and then I have improved crit the feat, so it's 16, so I crit 25% of the time. It has a base D10 damage instead of a base D8 damage, because longbows have a D8. And it has a slot, so I can put in a gem to give me more spell power. Now I have an impulse gem, because I crafted myself a ring that gives acid spell power. Because I need acid spell power. But if you don't have a crafter, you could just put an acid gem in and bam, you're good to go. And that's this character. That's where I get all my damage from, by the way. So, it's not, I have a million past lives, I have no ranger past lives, I can prove it actually. Here we go. Here we go, I'm proving it. Past lives, epic. I have Colors of the Queen, because that's just goofy and funny. It's almost negligible towards your damage. Heroic, I have 3 paladin lives. Ooh, that paladin damage. And then Iconic Past Lives, I have Blade Forged, because I was a Blade Forged Paladin in my last life. So I have no damage passes from my last life, and you do not need the points. I wasted what, 6 points in the putting points into wisdom. So you don't need to have points in wisdom. So you can do this and do just as much damage as me on a first life, which is not something you can say for a lot of builds. And when I say first life, I mean first life 28 point build.
I am sure.
I just don't want to publish a guide yet because I haven't tested it in epics. I don't know how it's going to perform. Probably good. Probably like really good. Could you imagine the damage on this thing? When I get a Thunderforged bow that gives me 150% acid spell power? That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, look, everything's already dead because somebody cleared all this stuff out. You do get a few minor bonuses. So Force Arrows is really useful for hitting ghosts. So you can just turn that on. And then Dispelling Shot is unbelievably good because it dispels beneficial effects. So in here, the most annoying thing is the Skeleton Enchanters, because those assholes put displacement on themselves, and then you can't hit them with anything. But with Dispelling Shot, you hit them, the displacement falls off, and then the melee just tears into those guys. Like, it's unreal how much damage the melee can do. Always make sure you put, like as I said, there's a couple pro ways to play the character. Always put a enemy in between you and your target, so that way you're piercing through and hitting them. Hey, look, a champion. Goodbye. Deleted. Every time Many Shot is up, generally try to save it if there's a boss nearby, but Many Shot gives you an amount of damage that is pretty much, I'd call unholy. Because it doesn't just give you 120% double shot, so with Many Shot, I'm at, what, almost 300% double shot while it's up. It also gives you ranged power based on your level, so 4 times your level. Yeah, and this one's ranged. That's also, don't forget about that, guys. Ranged is hilarious because being ranged means I don't have to ever get hit by melee attacks. Like, wow, are those guys so far away I can't even render them on the screen? Awesome, I'm gonna shoot them anyway. Plus, the benefit of this is I can heal myself because I'm a ranger. Teehee. I can even heal the giant too. I can be like, hey, Stormheart Seer, get some health back. Gives me a bit of flexibility. Downside, this is the downside. So my charisma sucks. It's a base 8. I didn't put any points in UMD, I can't raise dead. So if I don't die, this character pretty much can't die. I have a really good armor class for my level, and I have 10% dodge. So I can't die. Other people can die though. And other people dying means that they don't, you know, I can't resurrect them, my bad. So carrying around a Cleric Hireling in your backpack, or just being able to bring people to Shrine is kind of important with this build. Madstone, unfortunately, is one of those quests that's not super exciting. Yeah. If you really understand the process of what I said, like you'll see that the damage is very low, by the way, to start out. At level 2, you can get improved weapon finesse, which you go for first, by the way, first. You put your points in here, and you get improved weapon finesse, which gives you dex to damage. Once you have that, then you go like full 30 points into this tree, because this, what I have right here, is exactly 30 points. You do just up to here, then full 30 points in this tree, then you start putting points back in here. Yeah. Reason I'm not, and as I said, up here, actually, did I go into that? Yeah, the capstone's really bad. So, like, the extra little bit of damage here is kind of terrible. Because it's not terrible, it just only adds to your elemental, whereas this is 20% to all of your damage. And having more double shot means if I use sniper shot, and then I double shots, that's 2 sniper shots. So, like, this guy's dead. I can't revive him. I will bring to Shrine. So as a result, we end up getting we get this top row, but you're going to put 40 points in this tree to pick up Mystical Archer. Mystical Archer because you get 20% double shot, so it gives you 40% double shot from just your tree. Horizon Shot would be really good if it weren't for the fact that 20 range power doesn't give you that scaling on your extra shots, because it doesn't give you the chance to shoot like 2 sniper shots, and it doesn't increase your elemental damage, which is big part of the build. When you can't use your elemental damage if you fight a target that's immune to acid or something, it kind of sucks, but... Oh yeah, this character is going to be able to solo pretty much anything. Hey, Zootopia is fighting stuff. Let's just one-shot things. Was that a champion skeleton? Oh my god, let's just hit it with one arrow and kill it. Enchanter... gone. Again, I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm so much better than everyone else who plays this game, because no, it's literally just the character. I don't play it. I don't know if you noticed, but I hit tab, I targeted the skeleton, and then I watched the game kill the guy. Really good character build. However, it's not to say that there isn't like some finesse that could go into the character. There's a lot of finesse. Actually dodging a lot of attacks, lining up your shots you're penetrating and hitting multiple targets, that is important, and it does take practice to do. That being said, just keybind auto run so that you don't have to like click that shit, and then just take your hands off the keyboard and let the game play itself. And tell your friends, get everybody playing Ranger. Except get one guy to play like Warlock or Cleric or something. There's still somebody being able to res dead. Hey. Hey. Cookies. These sugar cookies are so tasty. Before they could even go invisible, suckers! I hate those because they go invisible. Which is why I usually try to avoid that. Get that bullet pen. It's like I'm using Full Metal Jacket right here, you know? I'm trying to get extended mag, so I gotta get bullet pen kills. I don't think it's an OP tree. I think it's just an OP combination. I think being able to combine, because a lot of people just go Deepwood Sniper and they ignore the Arcane Archer tree, but I think that's bad, because the extra added damage from the Elemental means if you're not critting or double shotting, you're still hitting really, really, really goddamn hard. Okay, everybody stay down. I'll do the thing up top by myself, because I'm just going to aggro stuff and then hide behind a rock. This one here, if you didn't know, you just come up here, you talk to the seer, and he's all like, I'm going to start doing my dance and breaking up that there crystal and shit. So you come up here, you see? And there's like dudes. So you give everyone a shot, you just shoot them all in the face once. Don't crit like me. And then once you've shot everyone in the face, you walk over here, you stand behind this here rock, and then you just kind of chill. Do some dance. Finish off your coffee, you know. This would be a good time to go into character build. But yeah. This just isn't as good. Because they both give the 4 dexterity, so it's 2 damage and 2 to hit, because it's based off dexterity. But 20% double shot is way more powerful than 20% range power for this build. 20% positive spell power is okay. It's not bad. It just doesn't add too much to the build. And 3 sneak attack dice is bad. 3 sneak attack dice is bad because if I'm not playing with someone else, I don't sneak attack that often. Sure, I can use sniper shot and distract them and get sneak attacks or whatever, but sneak attacks also don't scale with ranged power, and they kind of scale with double shot, but it's just not as good as the straight 20% double shot. Also, shade arrows are not very good. 5% double shot with bows is kind of good, but generally just being able to bypass a damage reduction type is better. And yeah, that's about it. So it's kind of an OP tree, but it's not really. It's a combination that makes it OP. Because this is what carries you through, and then eventually you get this, then you combine this with this, and also keep in mind, this build has like 124 spell power. So I've been maxing spellcraft, so I have 28. I put ranks into it, And then I also have an item that I got, an 11 spellcraft item. If you want to play this character and you're thinking of TRing into it, hoard spellcraft items of all levels, so that you can do it. Hey, look, experience points. Nom 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 nom. Close this. I think I have another one in here. No, I don't. And then we wait. Game's really hard. This just makes it easier because it means you don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry about like actually protecting the giant. So, as long as the guys are killing the minotaurs. Oh my god, my voice. I need water because we don't have any water. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a lot of rangers running around on the server in like a couple of weeks. Because, like, I'm going to post this at some point, but... Ow, lava burning my feet. Now, if you want to see the most disgusting thing, I'm going to show you the most disgusting thing, assuming they didn't already open up the door. Yeah, if you know what this music is from... Oh, they did already. Damn it. I can't catch up because I have no movement speed boost. But yeah, this music, if you know what this is from, close. You're close. It's not Bomberman 64. Which is a good game, but no, it's not Bomberman 64. It's not Bomberman 64. You're very close, though, I'm telling you. Yeah, this game came out in 1998. I did not realize that I liked, like, drum and bass music when I was, you know, a lot younger. Because this came out before, like, the genre became hugely popular, thanks to the internet. Do it, man. It is Bomberman Hero. There you go. Really good game. The music in Bomberman 64 is good. Like, it's really good, really memorable. I don't have it on me, unfortunately. The music from Bomberman 64 The Second Attack is, like, permanently burned into my mind because I love that game to death. It's one of my favorite video games of all time. But, yeah, if you are thinking about making a new character and just starting fresh instead of picking up on an old one, do it. Leveling doesn't take that long, and there's a lot of amazing quests to level up with now. Like, there's so many cool quests in the game. I highly recommend you buy a subscription. One, because buy things and pay Turbine. Pay Turbine money. This message may or may not be endorsed by Turbine, but you should buy things that Turbine makes, so they have more money to make better things for the game. But also, when you pay for it, you don't have to choose like, oh, I have to do this free-to-play quest or this free-to-play quest. You literally just play any quest in the game. You see a group and you go, oh, I'm gonna go do that quest. I'm gonna go join that group. So, I mean, that's an awesome feeling when you're not really limited by like what quests you can and can't play. Hey, look at that, 600 something crit. Now, if you would like to see something disgusting, I'm gonna destroy this boss as quickly as possible. Zootopia's gonna try to beat me, but here we go. Chug my potion so I don't miss. Getting to the top. Activate my buffs. No, he didn't die fast enough. No! I got no crits? Are you kidding? Ah! Damn it. That makes me super sad. Oop. 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 Unfortunately, I got no crits. And Merciful Shot, this is important, okay? Merciful Shot is unfortunately buggy as shit. It works, like, probably 30% of the time. When a monster is under 50% health, it's supposed to deal 500 extra damage. About 30% of the time it does that. So, which kind of sucks, but...
Good. The giant roars. My seers say these skeletons were dragging
Oh, premium. Man, I'm telling you, VIP. You gotta do the VIP.
greater
Trial
you,
by
man,
fire.
and only death will bring peace.
So yeah, just be careful of Merciful Shot. It's really buggy. It works about half the time. And I know, because I count. I very quickly count my damage. I used to play World of Warcraft, and the biggest offender of this was in Elder Scrolls Online. In Elder Scrolls Online, great game. Welcome, welcome. Just started Trial by Fire. Elder Scrolls Online is like an awesome game. I love that game to death. But it has a big flaw of that its abilities that do damage based on low life are not specific. So what I mean by that is you might have one ability that deals damage when a target's on low life, and they have to be under 20%. And you have another ability that deals damage when targets when they're on low life, and it's under 30%. Which is really annoying that there's actually a difference, and I don't entirely know why they did it like that. Poor planning, but you really have to count quickly. So I know when a monster is like under 50%, like bam, I just used my sniper shot. It just hit and it didn't do 500 damage. So I know when the damage is happening. It's kind of goofy and buggy, unfortunately. Oh, why are they pulling archers away? Or the arachnids? Trial by fire. Stupid barbarians being faster at running than me. Oh, I shouldn't turn my acid shot back on. I turn off acid shot. The reason you have acid shot and force arrows is because the force arrows can hit stuff that your acid arrows can't. Ooh, hey, look at that. Hey, a remnant. If there's anything that your acid arrows don't hit, just use force arrows. Swap back and forth. Gives that sick damage, unless you're like me and... I don't know how many arrows that just missed. That's the other thing. Range attacks are really good, but sometimes they don't work so good. Hey, Technical 13, aka Shoemaker. How are you doing today? Oh. Yeah, just be careful with ranged attacks. You might have situations where you start missing a lot. Also, I don't really like using auto attack because I love being more in control of my abilities. But if you've ever played a ranged character before, use auto attack. It'll save you like a million headaches. Sometimes when you right click, I find like either the server disconnects or something. Something happens and you don't make the attacks whenever you click. But with auto attack, the game does it itself, so more attacks will get off if you do that. As I said, it's not the best solution if you are like me and you don't like using auto attack, but it means you get all your attacks off. You don't have to worry about them actually hitting. And when I mean by hitting, I don't mean like, hitting like armor class or something. Welcome. Almost on trial by fire, so you better run. See, there we go. I just hit with my merciful shot. Didn't do the extra damage. Oh, some XP in favor. Oh, for your build? Yeah, for your build show. Sounds good. Ooh, hey, look at that. Also, another great thing about having acid damage is it prevents trolls from regenerating, which is like a minor thing, but it just does. Oh, that was Curd? I can even heal cured the clockwork. We'll wait for you to finish the boss, so we'll wait for you to come in. After Maze, I'm going to be going back to town, so... If you can actually hear me via the voice chat, please type an H in chat, just a lowercase h. Oh, really low. Jeez, that's weird. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it, but I didn't realize it was so quiet in this game. That's weird. 4 different builds that can be done on a free-to-play account, taking them advantage of favor rewards, instead of just leveling one build at a time to 20. Well, if you'd like to showcase this build to people, I'm going to be writing a guide for this one and posting it on the forums at some point. So I will absolutely, if you want, I'll give you a preliminary, like a step-by-step from 1 to 20 of the build, so then you can help showcase a little bit of it. I don't know exactly how it'll perform when it hits epics. I haven't gotten that far yet, but as far as I can tell, um, I soloed because no one wanted to join me. I soloed the Archon chain, which is normally really hard, but this build ignores all damage reduction and has force damage added onto its abilities. So it was really, really easy to do. And I have evasion, so the Abishai can't hurt me. So they're like 10 billion damage explosions do 0.
As you drop down, you hear a troll barking orders.
So I'd be... Yeah, so if you want to do that, I'd be more than willing to give you a special build guide for this one. Because as I said, it does hilarious damage, and I would love for more exposure. Oh, he's in the quest. Cool. So we find Rotseer. We hit him once, he crit twice, and he's dead.
Slain Lord Rotseer, leader of the Blackheart Trolls.
Oh, you already have 4 build ideas? Okay. Perfect. It's time for the Maze of Madness, everybody. Maze of Madness. But yeah. I don't... this build might need tweaking, but honestly, as far as I can tell, dropping Wisdom is the only tweak, and putting it somewhere else. But this build doesn't need Strength. I mean, Intelligence for more spell power, but that's like a really stretch on, like, is that really where I want to dump my builds? The problem is I don't get any benefit from Intelligence, like, for skill points, because I don't need any other skills. Like, I didn't know where to put my points into, so I started putting skill points into Swim. Charisma for UMD, maybe? Like, that's the best I can come up with. If you really liked how fast I killed that goddamn boss, I'm telling you, this build is just really satisfying. I'm gonna let my team through. Let my team let me through. But yeah, I mean, getting 2 arrows and hitting for 800 and 600 is really guys. Damn, I'm so good with my true seeing. Whatever. Other than that, I don't know. There's a lot of good character builds. I'm hoping for. I don't know what I'm gonna do for my next life. Probably not gonna do this exact build again. I like to switch it up every couple of lives, so I might do a melee warlock build. No, come back, come back, come back. Oh, so close. Yeah, I might do a melee warlock build. It seems interesting, the damage just doesn't seem good, which is the big issue. Multiple rogues working multiple traps. Perfect. Perfect. Now we can go through. Sorry, I was quiet and I wasn't explaining that. I don't entirely remember how it goes, that one, but essentially you pull the lever on the left, then somebody goes through, you pull it again to close them in, then they pull the lever and they let you out, then you go out to like this area here, you pull that lever and it lets them out, and then everyone can swim through. That's the gist of it anyway. It's kind of hard. Whoa! That was 200 damage almost. I'll heal Zootopia. Olarim, I'll heal him too. Because I'm a ranger! I can heal anybody. If I had more healing amp, I'd be pretty happy. I don't have more healing amp, and I'm never happy, so. Oh. Oh wait, that was the actual. That was the lever. Whoops! I thought it was that was the trap. I didn't look at the door. I thought that there was the door next to me. So we turn on all of our abilities. We tab the boss, and we get no crits. Minotaur hero. Actually, you know what? If you like Bomberman Hero, let me see if I can find a song in here. How do you feel about this one? Like the quintessential like theme song of the entire game. Yeah, pull all the levers.
You have finally found your way through the labyrinth. Now
He'll pull the lever, lets us all through. We go through, he pulls the lever, and then we let him through. There's traps and stuff here. There's a way you can actually jump around on the walls, I just didn't show it off. Oh yeah, the whole soundtrack is absolutely amazing. It's unbelievable how good it is. At some point, I'm gonna... Here, actually, do I have it? Let me see. I love wireless headsets because I can just get up and walk away from my video game. At some point, I'm gonna do a full playthrough. Not streamed, unfortunately, but of this game right here. Oh, one hell of a game, I tell you that much. Pretty good game. Pretty good game! I don't think there's anything wrong with linking stuff in this chat. There's no bots or anything that block chat links. Although, I don't own it, Turbine doesn't own it. I don't think that who is it? Who makes this? It has Nintendo seal of approval. Was it, not Hasbro. What was the company? It wasn't HAL Laboratories, they did Kirby. What company am I thinking of, guys? The guys did Bomberman, what was that? Next one is Prison of the Plains. I'm going to quickly re-get ship buffs and then run out there. That's not true, I'm going to get ship buffs and then I'm going to teleport out there, but... Yes, Hudson Software, that's what I'm talking about. Hudson Software, they're that company. Whoa, made a good game.
Who created such a place? And why?
So we're going to get some ship buffs. If you're a new player or somebody who's just returning to the game, I highly recommend you find a guild. It's not quite like some other games you might play where you make a level 1 character and then you just get spam invites of guilds for like 25 minutes. That's not quite like that. Some guilds do that. That's actually how I got into this guild. I got spam recruited. Hey, would you like to join the guild? And I said yes because I wanted a guild. Unfortunately, I don't actually know anyone in the guild. We don't really play as a group. I'm the only person online. So... you know, I don't really know one in this guild. It's kind of unfortunate that's not quite the atmosphere. However, I love this guild because they have a ship that has every single amenity on it, so you get all the ship buffs, which make you, like, it's as though you're playing a character that's like 5 levels higher, essentially in strength, because you get plus on everything. And then the downstairs ship buffs are always here, always kept up to date. I don't know who runs around and keeps updating these, but they're a superhero. And I want to donate them money. It's one of the officers, I just don't know who. Run around, pick up all my ship buffs, and I'll head back out. But yeah, if you're playing and you don't understand why some people are really, really, really strong, ship buffs make your character unbelievably strong. I think one of the things I might redo with this character, if I was to do it again, would be to get a bit more strength. Ooh, wrong button. I would get a little bit more strength on my character. The big reason is because you need strength to keep a light load. If you don't have a light load, it gives you a dex cap, and dexterity is your armor. So, or it gives you a dex cap, sorry, to your armor and to your dodge chance. Dexterity is your defense. So, kind of good to get a decent amount of strength. Yeah, and the plus 30 to all res is like really, really, really OP. It's true. Die, wizards. Ha. Ha ha ha. I'm a killer, cold killer. Heading to pop. Is there guys over here I can kill? No. Do. This soundtrack is also really good. This one I can link. This is the OC Remix, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. If you're not, you should go look it up. OC Remix is a website where many talented and very dedicated people remix the songs of from video games. And they had an album. What was it called? Maverick something. I should know this because it's literally here and it's playing like half the songs are that. Let me check it here. Maverick something. Maverick something. Maverick. I should know this. I feel really bad now because I love this album. Don't mind the fact that I'm autoing into a door. I just can't find this full album. Oh, Maverick Rising. And it's a full album of Mega Man X songs and remixes from the video game series Mega Man X. It's unbelievable. Not only do they have tons of remixes of all the classic songs, but it also, they have tons of compilations and compiled songs. So like the one that was just on before was really good. Yeah, if you like video game music or you play a lot of video games like I do, you definitely get that nostalgia factor because there'll be somebody else on the website who played whatever game that you played just as much as you did when you were younger, and they love it so much that they will take the music and bring it up to speed. Whether it's, you know, actually getting out a down, up, down, D, U, D. Whether it's actually like remixing the whole thing and you know, pulling out some new ways to hear the tune, just like a more like adding dubstep to a song or something like that, or they'll do it acoustically, so they'll, you know, turn a song into like a piano medley and do like a whole score. So like, for example, there's an entire like Legend of Zelda score that somebody did, where it's like which is kind of cool. And then also sometimes full bands will get together and they'll just like play songs, so they'll just like pick a song from a game that they really like and then write lyrics for it and then play it and to the theme, and with it, it's just really cool. And they have pretty much every game out there. They also have a YouTube channel where they like showcase off all the newest things, and it's all free, so.
One of Nimbus's lieutenants has turned it into a makeshift camp.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So my character is a 19, so I'm doing okay. But
Yet another
yeah, if I had known that I didn't need my wisdom, I would have dumped extra points into strength just to make the carrying capacity easier. Ooh. Yeah, so it's a good service for video game music. Because a lot of games out there that have unbelievably good soundtracks, like the Bomberman series, or even some classic songs like Super Mario, or like the Super Mario theme song, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of good music out there, and because it's all talk to this dude. Who's coming up behind me? Zootopia. You think you can pick the doors, Zootopia? was saying something. I don't think he's gonna get it. Oh, and I'm wrong. Ha! Go me. More figures. So walk up here, click the Warden's Journal, and then do this. Goodbye. Ha 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 ha! I'm so good. I was in the middle of saying something, but I completely forgot what I was saying.
As the valve locks into place, the bearing to the central chamber vanishes.
So you jump straight down, pick up your orb, then run back up.
It is likely all must be filled for the chamber to open its planar cell. The symbol for the plane of Gianthold glows brightly in the center of this room. Two receptors hold blue orbs, lit by sparkling magic power. As the portal to the plane
This one, don't forget that you have to be lawful good. I was lawful good because I actually didn't pick my alignment. I just wasn't paying attention. I should refuse the woman. I should hold him at the border. And, what? You broke the law. I would turn myself in and apologize. Yeah, it's fan service for old video game music, you know. And it's really cool. There's a lot of really good things. I'm trying to think. What are some classic songs out there? What do I have in this list? So they also produce several albums as well. So for example, there's a Mega Man X album. There's a Donkey Kong Country album. Really good. Man, Donkey Kong Country album is actually amazingly good. Oh, I should have my aligned arrows on. Turn on my aligned arrows. Oh, hey, this guy's a champion. And my extra damage didn't go off from my merciful shot, unfortunately. Kind of disappointing. Force arrows. Hit the spirits. Oh my god! Where's a good game on here? Super Mario RPG, Star Fox 64, Shinobi Ninja Strut, a lot of Super Mario Bros. What else do I have on here? Mega Man X, Legend of Zelda, Kirby, Jurassic Park. Like, oh, we got him off. Good. Check.
The room returns to its original state.
Yeah.
The orbs at the back of the room are no longer engaged.
It's probably a cosmetic, but let's see here. What's your backup for your backup when acid and force don't hit? There's no creature where acid and force doesn't hit. But in the event that I need a backup and a backup, my physical damage is high enough. If my physical damage and all my elemental different damage types aren't good enough, then no one can damage it. This character avoids all damage reduction on its physical because I can swap between whatever element I want, whether it's bludgeoning, slashing, piercing, or you know, adamantine or cold iron or an alignment-based one. I can switch between all of those. So there's literally no creature that can avoid it. Yo, setting up the dog takes too long. Just someone stand outside the door. I got time for this. Turn on mini shot. Kill Churubber, the visor. Churish or something. Thank you very much. So yeah, the backup for when all those things don't hit, there's no such thing because all those things will always hit. Or at least one of those things will hit. I do like that somebody passed me arrows though. That was cool. Greater Chaotic Outsider Bane. This song is not good enough. Maybe this one. I do like the music in this game, by the way. I'm not trying to like not use the music in this game. I love the music in this game. But sometimes the music doesn't always play, and you get situations where there's just no music in the background. Alright, I'm just gonna stand outside because it's annoying.
As the portal connecting the maternal plane to the Monia opens, moss and shrubbery quickly engulf the room around it.
is happening in there? Oh, did you guys both walk into the lightning door? They walked into the lightning door. That shouldn't be as funny as it is. This is trying soon. But yeah, so I don't have a backup. Yeah, that's also true. I can pause the music and that kind of thing. The other problem is that the best song in the entire game, which is the song in the marketplace tent, is unfortunately, it's just almost never in the game because they blew up the marketplace tent. There's a couple areas in like SDK where you can cause the music to start playing, but it doesn't just play all the time. So, kind of disappointing. Die. Oh, oops, I picked the wrong damage type. I should have had Metaline arrows on. Not Morphic arrows. Damn it. But yeah, the old marketplace music, the sick drum beat, unfortunately it doesn't play all the time. Although I could, in theory, make it play. It's an option. Ice. Okay, let me pause this for a sec. Pause the music. There we go. Oops, I'm supposed to be helping. I'm supposed to not helping. There you go. And I'm just going to play the marketplace music for a little while. So this is official DDO music. It's marketplace music, and it's the best one in the entire game.
The orbs no longer power the planar cell.
Ooh, a chest. I just love it. It's got that sick beat. Oh. If only there's a way I could loop this forever. Well, there is. I could edit the file. I could download the file and edit it, but that would take minor amounts of effort on my part. I don't really want to do that. I'm gonna heal this guy so he doesn't keep doing that.
You find yourself in the center of a battleground. As the plane
Goodbye, princess. Yeah, this music's just probably, this is my absolute favorite song in the game, by far. I love this. I could listen to this almost forever. I would love to have like a shop, like a convenience store or something, and just have this playing in the background. There were a couple songs I actually did play music in. Let me see if I have one of the songs in here. Oop, hey, come here. Beholder time. I should be paying attention. Hey. Ruh-roh. He got finger of death. That's sad. Also really funny. I don't have it on here. There's a Legend of Zelda shop music song. 10 favorite Soul 5 Wizard and Paladin. Exalted Angel. Oh, he got rezzed. So easy to heal that guy. Oops, I failed my concentration check because I cast spells while falling. Whoopsie. I also should have put skill points into concentration. I didn't even think about it. I'm probably going to take Quicken at some point, just so I don't have to worry about casting spells. Like casting heal spells while being hit.
The switch locks into place. A magical voice comes from above.
Let's see here. This one. I'm piking right now because I'm not really helping. Hey, this guy. Okay, so I'm gonna stand here and let my auto attack go. Where is he? Behind me? Perfect. This is what I need. Oh no, I paused it. This is what we need right now for this stream. Time for Foundation to Discord, everybody. Gonna take the Power Ranger. I think that's what I'm gonna call this build. Probably the Power Ranger build. The Mighty Morphin Power Ranger build. Actually, if I did a Druid Ranger hybrid, I'd probably call it the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger build. Thanks for coming, Zootopia. Oh, I fell in the lava. Go, go, Power Ranger. Man, Power Rangers. Brings back some memories, man. So now I'm just going to play this on a loop that never ends. I'm probably going to leave this on repeat for a little while, so don't mind me. There you go. If you don't recognize this song, I feel sorry for you, son. This is like legendary. This is not the official Power Ranger theme song. It is, but it's not. This is the Power Ranger theme song from the Super Nintendo Power Rangers game. The first one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Not Power Rangers the movie, the game. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Dwarfs. Doing a barbarian? A barbarian druid build in June. Ooh, barbarian. I think that'd be kind of cool. The problem is, are the barbarian or the druid bear spells, like the big slam and the earthquake and stuff like that, those are still based off wisdom, right? So I don't know how well that would work. I mean, I know that as a Fury of the Wild, you get wisdom while you're raged. For epic levels. I just don't know how well that would work while leveling up. Go, go, Power Rangers! Oh man, Power Rangers. I'll stop this eventually, but I gotta have it on repeat for a little while, you know? And Odin needs life. I like how he's like really ambitious and wants to jump in, but oh, lag. Help. 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 Oh, the game. Help. Lag. Help. Oh no, the game is lagging. What is happening? Oh god, my arrow shot straight up. I feel like I'm a warlock now. Hey, welcome back, NBC. Oh, the lag. Oh, Jonesy the Round. He's coming for me. The portly man. The portly man. Go, go, Power Rangers. Yeah, it's Power Ranger lag, man. The game, basically, I turned on the Power Ranger theme song, and then all of a sudden, pretty much the servers just started crashing because it can't handle my power. It's just the servers start having flashbacks. So, oh my god, I can't hit this stuff. I'm gonna run away. All right. Oh my god, I can't watch this guy like infinite wand himself. I have to intervene. Shoe Dad should respond to his son. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold on, what are you saying? Are you saying family before video games and random streams? I don't know about that, man. Where's Mars the Dynamo? He's around here. Oh, damn! He's on my ass, man. Goodbye. Can't handle the Power Ranger. Ow! I hit myself in the head with my hand because I'm uncoordinated. I don't know how long I'm gonna leave this looping for, but probably a while. So if it's really annoying, I don't care. Which one am I? At the current moment, brown. I'm currently the brown one. Is there a brown ranger? Because I'm currently in my brown ranger outfit. And unfortunately, I don't get spider skin, so... True, this isn't a random stream. It's a predetermined scheduled stream that I do every single Sunday, and if you or every single Monday from 7 to 10. And if you like this stream, you should absolutely follow it and follow my own personal stream. Although my personal stream is significantly lower quality, and has no schedule and happens whenever I feel like streaming. Probably the biggest reason why I haven't grown myself an audience is because I don't take it very seriously. The most important thing that I've learned from other people, because I know some people have actually started streaming and kind of do it as like a career path. The most important thing when you stream is that you be consistent. Because if you be consistent and you build on your stream, you build your game, and you get better. You learn to adapt to situations, learn to multitask, so you can actually like talk to your stream and do other things while you're actually playing the game. If you can learn how to do that and get better, as long as you keep a consistent schedule, assuming you actually know what market you're looking at, what demographic you're looking at, and you understand like the metrics of your stream, you can become a successful streamer. I just don't care about that. I don't want to improve or get better. I don't want to have a stream on time. I don't give a crap. I just want to play some video games and sometimes turn on the recording dealy wheelie. And then start cursing a lot and hitting the buttons and the keyboard. I should also recruit more people. Go Power Rangers! Now we go to Foundation Discord. So it's just that's just one of those things. After the Wayfarer's dead. Bam. It's like, oh, well, I could do a good job. Or I could just play some video games. Heal that guy. Also, on my own personal stream, on the Turbine stream, this one, the official DDO stream, you know, I want new players to feel good about coming into the game, and I want to give them a good experience. So I want to feel knowledgeable, and I want to put the best foot forward and make sure everyone has a fun time. On my own personal stream, I might turn it on at 2 in the morning after a night out drinking, and then I never know what happens. Never know what happens. But oh my god, the lag. My arrows will hit someday. Oh, he's dead. He's dead, Jim. Oh, oh! Wow, that trap does no damage. Do you have all the physical resistance, or the magic resistance rating, feats? Because I feel like that trap would have done a lot of damage to that guy, but he was just standing there like it was nothing. Oh, the lag. I hope it's just this instant so we can actually get out of here. Oh, right, that goes nowhere. How could I forget that ladder goes to nowhere? That's the reason I love Turbine and I love Dungeons & Dragons Online. They just throw stuff in to throw you off. There's just a ladder that goes nowhere. They don't have to have a ladder that goes nowhere. Most companies wouldn't put a ladder in that goes nowhere. But Turbine's like, you know what? I'm going to put a ladder on this wall. And then some other game designer's like, why are you going to do that? And he's like, you know, where's it going to go? And he's like, oh no, it's going to go halfway up the wall. It's going to go nowhere. And they're like, a ladder to nowhere, huh? And they're like, yeah, good idea, good idea. So they put a ladder to nowhere. And then you as a player walk in, you're like, oh, there's a ladder in this wall here. I'm going to climb up this ladder. Ooh, I'm climbing up. It goes nowhere! Because you get to stop. Clearly, it's for, like, visuals, so, like, you climb it to get to the books and stuff. But, no. No. It's a ladder to nowhere. So they put it into the game. Me as a player, I see it. I go up it. Goes nowhere. And then all of a sudden, you know, the guys at Turbine look at their metrics and they're like, okay, let's check ladder stats. How many times has that ladder been taken? And they look at the ladder stats, and 100% of the time, everybody goes to the ladder first. And then they go, oh, damn, that ladder to nowhere. Brilliant idea, brilliant idea. And they go, Jenkins is the name of the guy that did it, clearly. They say, Jenkins, amazing job on that ladder to nowhere idea. You deserve a raise. And then they give him a raise. Like, and the game is full of stuff like that. Just ladders to nowhere, monsters that don't do anything, levers that don't do anything, traps in places that you don't need to go. My favorite is there's a trap in Tempest Spine that is in like a corner And there's no reason to go there. There's no reason to ever go in this corner. But if you go there, there's a trap, and you die. Ugh. Yeah, it would be fun. I think it would be cool to, like, do a duo stream. Or I know that there's, like... There's a DDO podcast out there, isn't there? I mean, I'd love to be a part of or be on a DDO podcast. I think that would be really cool. One, because the DDO podcast wouldn't lag like this game does sometimes. And this is nothing like Defiler the Just lag, but, I mean, it's laggy. Die, Ranger! It's resistant to piercing attacks, and somehow it's healing? What is this? Get out of the way. Get out of the way. How am I jumping? I can just jump on this thing. Oh yeah, the little collectibles, that you just see a collectible and you're like, ooh, I'm gonna go get that, and then you get trapped. What? Oh no, shit! Ooh! Oh, my health bar, life bar, please go up. Oh god, oh, Satan, somebody. Oh, thank you. I got earth grabbed, and then I don't know what I got hit by, but something did almost all my damage. Oh my god. I was not looking at the screen close enough. I didn't see my life go from like 308 or 398 to almost 0. Ooh. Poison Bishek studded hand wraps of Vertigo. Whoa. That's really cool looking hand wraps. What? Is there an earth elemental out here? Oh, there's still an elemental down here. Alright, Cry for Help is next. Goodbye, Air Elemental. Air Elemental. Now you might be thinking... Oh, did I just jump? Oh, whatever. You might be thinking, but Strimtom. It's been like 25 minutes. Shouldn't you turn off the Power Rangers theme song by now? If that's a thought that's going through your mind, I'd like you to reconsider heavily that thought. When I think about it, it doesn't really make sense. So I think I'm going to leave the music on a little bit longer, just so you can really get a feel for the Power Ranger. You know, the Power Rangers was a big part of my childhood. You know, they're just awesome. The TV show was amazing. Like, just these regular kids that, you know, got to be superpowered Power Rangers, and they could fight giant monsters and stuff. Oh man, just gotta go out there and fight some putties, man. That's what it's all about. Fight all them putties. Hey, Orm Supply Master. Goodbye, chump. Ooh. Oh man, so many scrolls today. Actually, yeah. This song was not the inspiration for the character build. Actually, I try to remember the inspiration. So I did Paladin, and then I got to level 26 or so, and I was starting to think about my next life. And I thought, okay, well, in the last patch notes, they said Arcane Archer now scales with spell power. If Arcane Archer scales with spell power, then that means that I can make an Arcane Archer that uses 100% spell power. 100% spell power. That was my whole idea. I'm like, I don't want to do physical damage. I want to do acid damage using only spell power. And then I started doing the math on it, and using only spell power doesn't work. It doesn't work because you can't scale the damage because it doesn't critically hit. The acid doesn't critically hit, for a reason I don't understand. I thought the critical hit would scale off spell crit, but it doesn't. It doesn't scale off any form of crit at all. It only scales off double shot and double strike. So double shot being really good, and you know, it's great, but once you realize that you can't just scale the elemental damage as hard as you want, because there's a limit on how much spell power you get. I'm aiming for this character to have about 300 acid spell power, closer to endgame, which will give me, you know, almost, like on average, about 150 acid damage on every auto attack, which is great. It just doesn't, there's no way to scale it with crit and scale it any harder. And that's really the big issue. No matter how focused I get into acid spell power, I can't scale it any harder. The only way I can think that I would be able to is if I multi-class this character to take more spell power. So like I multi-classed it with like Sorcerer or something, and I went like Acid Savant. Or Savant, sorry, so that I could get more spell power. That would kind of work, except for the fact that the double shot that you get from Arcane Archer, this 20%, would supersede pretty much any bonus I would gain to my spell power. Because 20 spell power is not the same as 20% double shot. If I have 300 spell power and I get 20 more spell power, that gives me like a 6.6% increase in my acid damage. But if I have 200% double shot, or 200 double shot, and then I get an extra 20 double shot, the damage scales a bit more because it scales all of the damage. Not just the initial damage, but also every hit after that. So, I'm telling you, what would Favorite Soul give you? Why would you have this inclination to bring in some Favorite Soul up in here? I ask because I don't know what I would have multi-class with. I can't think of a single character class that would give me more benefit than just a straight 20% double strike by going pure, or sorry, 40% double strike I can get from the tree by going pure ranger. 40% double shot is not nothing. Like, that's a lot of double shot. Besides, all you have to do is just get above that little bit of threshold to your next level of double shot. Oh man. Obliterum. Oh, look at that damage. Like, I'm open to ideas. I'm open to, like, you know, if you have an idea and you're like, oh, this could work like this. Oh, well, the thing is, you actually, Arcane Archers already get bows as an implement, right? So the first point, all bows are treated as implements, so you get spell power from that already. The problem with Sneak Attack Die is Sneak Attack Die doesn't scale with the range power that you get for free from Many Shot. And then also, if you have anything, like if you don't have 100% fortification penetration, which is really difficult to do, you're going to be losing some damage to any monsters that have fortification. And if you play by yourself, which I end up doing a lot of... Oh god. Which I end up doing a lot of the time. If you do happen to end up playing by yourself, so you don't have a full group, you're going to have aggro a lot of the time. And if you have aggro, your sneak attacks don't do anything. I know that Sniper Shot gives you sneak attack bonus, but if I Sniper Shot a guy, and I hit him, and I deal a bunch of damage, and I kill him, and then I start hitting another target, now all of a sudden I get no benefit from the sneak attack. And being able to deal with traps would be good, it would get me more XP for sure, but having the chance to get... losing 20% double shot to get some traps is like really hard to do in my mind. It could be good though, it is an option for the build. And you'd still want to go 18, because 18 in the Arcane Archer tree gives you an extra critical multiplier, but... Right, Bluff does, so when you Sniper Shot, you get it back, but, so you get it back, but it only gives you for 4 seconds, and Sniper Shot has like a decent cooldown. And as I said, if I say the Zakia Cultist, I use my Sniper Shot, it hits him once, I get 1 sneak attack, and then against all these other targets, if they already aggroed me and were running at me, I don't get a sneak attack bonus anymore. And this guy's acid resistance, because he's a jerkbag. Get out of here. If I'm actively using the skill Bluff, then I'm just wasting my time using Bluff and not shooting people. Because the amount of extra sneak attack die wouldn't be worth it enough for me to use Bluff. Because to Bluff, I would be losing 1 or 2 arrows. And considering my arrows pierce targets, I mean, if that 1 extra arrow would give me more damage than the sneak attack. Like, I'm thinking from a very, very min-max standpoint. How could I make the build better? Also, I'm thinking more specifically damage. Rogue would give me traps, absolutely, but I don't think rogues would give me close to the amount of damage. What do you mean Bluff lasts 15 seconds? You mean... Let me see here. Where's this Bluff? A bluff makes a target vulnerable to sneak attacks for 6 seconds. And my sniper shot lasts 4 seconds for a bluff. So it's not really 15. It's only 6, according to the in-game. If it's 15 actually, then that's fine. But the in-game dialogue says 6. What? Oh, bridge. Like I said, it could be good. I just don't know if it's actually good. Additionally, that's only the one target, right? It's not all targets, it's only the one target that you bluff. So like if I'm doing single target to a boss, that would be okay. But even then, single target to a boss, I want that 20% double shot, right? 20% double shot and 4 dexterity gives me 2 extra to hit, 2 extra to damage on my base, and 20% double shot. So I'm single targeting a boss, especially a boss like Ghallanda, who's undead, who I wouldn't be able to sneak attack 100% of the time anyway. Ghallanda. In the skill description it says only the single target. Ah, goodbye boss. I'm gonna turn off the Power Rangers after this. After this one. I will. It's starting to get on my nerves now. Now, turn this on. Always kill the ads first because it gives you more XP. Bam! So you get a little bit more XP because you get that bonus. Yeah. Yeah, what if scenarios are really hard? In general, I don't think I don't think there is a way you can. The thing is, mentally I can't imagine a way that you could multi-class to get more damage. Like strictly from damage.
Someone inside here. It had a tiger face.
Gianthold Tour is next. And I'm gonna turn off the Power Ranger music. My god. Oh. Yeah, exactly. I need 4 other Rangers to group with. You can do it without being flagged. You can red box it. Gianthold Tour, Gianthold Tour, Gianthold Tour. Gianthold Tour. There it is. Hey, Gianthold Tour. You gotta open this door. Oh, oh, the lag. There we go. So yeah. Give me some buffs. Stand in the center of this room. Ugh. Yeah, so like I said, it's not that it's impossible. I just don't. I've made some spreadsheets to try to calculate the damage, like the difference between the multi-shot or the extra double shot and the where it is, the extra double shot and the spell power, and the double shot wins over the spell power, but
the giant says, "Hear me. The Storm Reaver has refused your audience and bid that you be slain."
Actually, I don't mind the UI overpat or the UI. In fact, I don't think it needs an overhaul. I think what we need is somebody dedicated. That isn't me, because I'm dedicated, but I'm not very good. Thanks for coming, Aclix. Is somebody to make or update the awesome user skins that are on there. Because I've got Inflablue right now, and I really like Inflablue. It makes the game look really pretty, but it doesn't really work with the health bars anymore because they changed the health bars. It doesn't work on the enhancement screen because obviously they changed the enhancement screen, so it doesn't reskin that. For some reason it doesn't work on these main bars here. it bugs out with the new, like, the icons. So it's kind of sad that there are some things that doesn't work with. Somebody needs to update it. I could do it, but I'm lazy and I don't know how to do it. I could learn. I mean, I've got the whole winter. Shit, I'm in Canada, guys. Like, I can't leave my house. If it wasn't for the fact that it's 10 degrees outside, it's so warm. I apologize if you're American. I don't know what 10 degrees Celsius is in Fahrenheit. I'm not even going to try. 30, what, 37 or 34 is the freezing point of water, so that's 0 Celsius? I don't know. Anyways, 10 degrees Celsius here, and even though it's December, the average temperature for today is like -5, and it's 10. So I don't know what's up with the weather this year. No snow. Do 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 do. Bam, champion pyromancer. Don't even care. Oh, really? Oh, it's 32 degrees. Right, I thought I knew that. 32 degrees is the Celsius, and it's 100 and was it 212 is the boiling point of water in Fahrenheit.
With no more giants left behind the portal,
I'm trying to remember.
the guards
I know that
through the door
-40 in both Celsius and Fahrenheit is the same thing. I know that much. I remember learning that in, like, when I was looking at Fahrenheit.
The last of the attackers lies dead.
But other than that, I don't really know.
A golden glow flickers in the room ahead, lighting the way deeper into the door.
Fahrenheit's really confusing. I imagine it's, like, not as confusing if you, like, grew up with it, but I find it infinitely confusing and perplexing. Also, if you're like, man, Gianthold Tor is so hard because the giants have so much life and they take so long to kill. Yeah, this build doesn't really have that. I'm not using instant death effects. Although, if Turbine's watching and they want to add in a Finger of Death arrow, like Necromancy arrows or something, where every time you hit they have to save or suffer a Finger of Death effect that's based on your wisdom, I think that might be overpowered, but I'm also okay with that.
The fiery
50 Fahrenheit?
wall
There you go.
of
It's 50 Fahrenheit.
vanishes.
It's usually less than that.
Others of these ancient giantess
I know how to do the
barriers
calculation. I'm
would
just
be
lazy. I'm
activated
playing
as
the
well.
video game. Although it doesn't take too much effort because aforementioned, like, or previously mentioned ranger stats and things. Skip this song. Skip that song. Skip that song. The song's really good.
The magical giantish barrier is down. You are free to move.
Sorry, man.
deeper into the
This
door.
build is way too overpowered. So if you're not having any fun, blame Turbine.
Under these rocks.
Yeah, PK arrows would be awesome.
Through the narrow passage is a small hiding place, and in it is the kobold you saw before.
Yeah, if you're wondering why this build is so much damage, at some point I'm gonna post a build guide on the forums. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. There's no special items or special stats involved. You can do this on a 28-point build.
You find a
So-
crevice concealed. Where you find a crevice concealed by rubble here. It is pushing free.
So we
of
jump
the
through
narrow
here,
crawl space.
And then it's like, hey, giants!
Tumble down
Giants!
to find supply room.
Giants. Where's more giants? Quick, running out of time. Oh, is there giants this way? I think there's giants this way. Oh, I'm running out of time. Running out of time with the mini shot. Oh, I'm running out of time. Oh, I didn't kill all the giants in the mini shot. Straight ranger and arcane archer, because it scales with the spell power now. So every shot does like 100 acid damage. Well, about 80 acid damage actually on average. And yeah, it's really, really OP. Like, it's really, 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 really overpowered. Like, it's not balanced. It's completely overpowered. And because it's all coming from the skill tree itself, or the talent, or talent tree. Oh my god. Enhancement tree. There's no item dependency or stat dependency. So you can do it on a 28-point build. All you have to do is max spellcraft whenever you level up. Max out your deck so you don't miss. And have a bow. This character has no past lives that add damage. All I have is Paladin. So, you know, Paladin doesn't add past life damage. My only epic past life is Colors of the Queen, which barely activates because I only have it once. And the weapon I'm using is the Silver Longbow, which you can get from Church in the Cult, which is a free-to-play quest. Everything else is loot gen. I don't have any named items on. Well, and Voice of the Master. And the Cloak Mental World Shaper, because I like True Seeing. So yeah, this, and because it's Ranger, which is a base class, a free-to-play player can pick it up. So if you have a friend, just tell them, hey, play Ranger and go Arcane Archer. And then they'll play the game, and they'll be able to out-kill and out-DPS Warlocks when they start, even though they don't know how to play. And it's pretty great. It's even easier than Warlock, actually, because Warlocks, this is important, to, like, if you want to play Warlock, you have to create the character, and then to level from 1 to 20, you have to hold down W with one hand on your keyboard, and then you have to hold down right-click with your other hand to deal damage to all the monsters and to level from 1 to 20. And doing that gets you to 20 in about, you know, a few days. It's really hard because you have to use both your hands at the same time. If you're like me, and you don't want to use both your hands at the same time because it's way too much effort, you turn on auto attack as a ranger, because rangers get the auto attack from the feat book, and then you just use tab with your left hand, so then you can use just W and tab and level up. So it's actually easier than Warlock, and you do more damage. That way you can have your free hand to, like, eat cookies, you know, scratch your neck. You don't really have to worry about using your hand to play the game. So, like, if you guys happen to know anybody who's only has, like, one hand, like, they just got one hand, they play the game, recommend this build to them. I might make those jokes, but I can play this build with one hand. Hey, why am I not attacking? I can even dispel this guy with one hand. Look at that. I'm gonna keep my hand on the screen here. Proof. Because I don't mess around. I'll beat the entire boss, too, with one hand. Woo! I think I can actually do it without taking damage, too. We're gonna see. So, shoot that, shoot that. Okay. Good. Shoot this guy. I've got my hand behind my head, so... Okay, good, everything's dead. There's a Madstone Sentry. He's coming out here. Oh. Oh, I have this... Oh, no, I have one hand. I can't turn on my special arrows that do extra damage to undead. Ooh, I didn't turn them on yet, and I only have one hand. Ooh. Alright. Alright. I don't know how I'm supposed to get access to that hand. I guess I'm just going to have to do reduced damage here. So, because I actually have to click it. I don't have it keybound. Okay, good. One more. Give me one of these. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. And then if I want to open the chest, it auto-highlights for me. Like so. How do you loot with one hand? You can't keyboard loot, can you? I don't think keyboard can loot. So I'll just take my hand down and use my mouse. But you see, you can't loot. And unfortunately, this character is mostly loot gen items. The Dragonclaw leather armor, of course, is not loot gen. But most of this is loot gen. So I don't have raise. That's the only downside of this character. Really high healing, so I can actually heal other people and stuff, and infinite mana, because I'm an Arcane Archer. But I have no UMD. Didn't even think about that, so. Cool. Well, there we go. That was the big trouble in Gianthold. Wait, is it B to loot all? Ooh, I didn't know that. Jeez, I did not know that. Is it really B to loot all? That's so easy. It's such an easy command. I should know that. Damn, then I could seriously do it with one hand. Alright, and I'll get my reward tier for doing everything. Ooh, a tome of +1 spot, guild renown. Now I'm gonna take the XP. Pew! Give me that XP. Oh, baby. Yeah, this is my main. Oh. Yeah, thanks for playing, everybody. I had a lot of fun doing the group and stuff, so I'll see you. I'm sure I'll see you guys around for sure. So we click leave group. Wonderful time. Oh my god, that just later days. Oh my god, the guy just said later days. No guild renown. No, I didn't pick guild renown. There's oh wait, I have mail here? No. No, I did not pick guild renown. The reason is because I don't know anyone in the guild. I don't know any of these people. I got recruited when I was like level 1. Spam recruited, and so I kind of just used the guild. I've contributed a lot, like 300,000 rep. So that's like, it's more than 10% of the rep. No, it's not. 10% would be 1.7 million. So it's less than 10%. Whatever. I love being in a guild. If anybody is in a guild that happens to have all the guild amenities on a ship, I'd love to be a contributing fun member of that guild, but this guild's really quiet. No one talks. Even if, like, I've tried being like, hey, what's up, everybody? Whenever I log in, try to get all social. It's just a bunch of not guild social people, so can't change that. So now that we're at the end of the stream, though, we're getting close to the end. It's not quite the end. There's a couple things I actually wanted to talk about, and so the first thing I want to talk about is I want to give props to Turbine on something. So I'm actually, can I show this off in any way? Yeah, I will show this off. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna quickly log out. I'm gonna log into one of my other characters. I'm giving props to Turbine on something. They did something just genius. Just genius. It's not smart. Okay? It's not you know, really clever. It's absolute brilliance beyond belief. And this is not sarcasm. This is super genius, like, wow. Alright. So this is an alt that I have, named Quadraxian after the Metroid Prime 2 boss. Yeah, Warforged. Sorcerer. Originally built to be force damage. I made this character long time ago. Long time ago. Before they redid the Sorcerer tree, and there actually was force amplification in the tree. And repair amplification. They have since then gotten rid of that for no reason, so it makes it hard to repair yourself, but whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. This character had 2 levels of Paladin, because you get to add your Charisma to your saves, which is just great. Add your Charisma to your saves for 2 levels of Paladin. That's awesome. Of course, I wasn't the only person that knew that. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that to the point where I think Paladin was absolutely the most popular class, because you would go down the social list, you'd load it up, you'd scroll it by class, and you find 2 Paladin here, and you find Paladin here, and Paladin here, and Paladin here, and Paladin. Look at all these different Paladins. There's 4 levels of Paladin in that guy. There's all these Paladins. Look at all these Paladins. People with Paladin level, Paladin. Everybody has 2 levels of Paladin. You don't even have to have a good Charisma to have 2 levels of Paladin, because 2 levels of Paladin, if you start with like a 10 Charisma or something, you get a +10 item, you get, you know, a +4 tome, because you played the game forever, and you get, you know, the ship buffs. And so now you're at 26 Charisma, so you're adding, you know, 8 to all your saves. Like, everybody took 2 levels of Paladin. Like, it makes no sense not to take 2 levels of Paladin because of how tanky it makes you. But Turbine came in and said, you know what? This is ridiculous. Because you'd have bards and sorcerers who'd have, like, 70 Charisma, and have saves that were almost 100. You'd have, like, +100 to all your saves. So they said, no. Divine Grace? Its max bonus is 2 + 3 per Paladin level. What this means is that if you had a 70 charisma, okay, that means you got plus 30 on your saves. But if once this nerf went through, you went from plus 30 to plus 8. That's 22 off your saves. That's kind of a big nerf. That's such a big nerf that it would basically make a lot of people want to instantly delete all their characters. That's like a rage-inducing, like game-changing, game-ruining, basically experience-ruining nerf. It ruins the game for you. But Turbine knew this, so they gave every single player, when they made this nerf, a little heart of wood, so that you could respec out of your paladin levels. They give you a plus 5 heart of wood, so you can change all those levels. Great! That's super smart. So they were like, people are going to quit the game over this, so we're going to fix that. So, genius idea, really smart. But that's not where the genius comes in. Maximum bonus of 2 plus 3 per paladin level means that if you're paladin level 20 levels of paladin, okay? I'm not amazing at math, but 2 plus 3 per paladin level, 20 paladin, that's 62. No one is going to get a 62 bonus on charisma. No one's getting a 62 bonus on charisma. Like, this bonus will never hit 62. There's no way to get that. That's impossible. So which means if you're actually a full paladin, you will always get full benefit from the feat, as though you had it. So it allows the game to essentially work in the system of, you know, charisma gives you an incredible bonus to your as a paladin. It's still good if you take 2 levels. It was 2 plus 5 hearts? Oh, well then even better. That's even better, you know? But it means that if you're playing Paladin and you have a ridiculously high charisma, you still get the benefit. If you have more levels of Paladin, say you took 3 for the saves, that gives you plus 11. Plus 11 on your saves is just crazy talk, even still. It's still good enough to and immunity to fear. That's still good enough to consider for the, you know, taking 3 levels of Paladin. So they were like genius in that regard. They kept it so that the class is still good, the characters are still good, and if it was nerfed to the point where you wanted to just take your headset and throw it away and smash your keyboard and punch a hole in the monitor and punch a hole in the wall, it's okay. Just redo your character, man. Don't worry about it. Just make a new build. So, yeah, per account. That's what I meant to say. So that was like genius. Genius. And I'm really happy they did that. Oh, yeah, well, I know it's 2 per account if you play on multiple servers, but I mean, you can always TR. So I don't know if it's if people have mains that they've been playing for a long time, they can redo their character without having to actually re-level it or pay money. But now let's take a step back, okay? Genius move. I think this was really good. I didn't think Divine Grace was too overpowered, but they brought it in line with a lot of other class abilities. So it was really good. But now we're gonna take a step into the not so genius. So Eldritch Knight, okay? Allows you to use your melee as a sorcerer. So right here, I'm playing a sorcerer, rah rah rah, and I want to use my guitar as a weapon. So rah rah rah, I want to hit with a guitar. The Eldritch Knight, you think, would be the best way to go about that. Sorcerers, wizards not generally being melee, they can get Tensor's Transformation. It's even built into the tree as like a toggle. So it makes you think, okay, this could actually be a thing. You could have a melee sorcerer, melee wizard. But, not quite the same. Spell Sword Acid, a buff that gives you acid damage to your weapon attacks. It's great. It adds 1 to 6 damage. Except 1 to 6 damage really isn't a lot. And at level 18, you're adding 4 to 16. So 4 to 16 damage per attack is negligible. It's 0 damage. It's effectively 0 damage. Because if you don't have the right imbue on, and you're hitting a target that happens to be immune, because there's multiple targets. So for example, you use elemental damage and you're fighting demons, you're doing 0 damage. So your weapon imbues add nothing. So the damage is just a little bit too low. But it's a melee, so I can understand. If you have 2 weapons, that's adding it to both weapons. So I know why they would want to make it reduced. But it doesn't scale with spell power. What does scale with spell power is the Eldritch Strike, which is great. It's great, it's that sick AoE, it does tons of burst damage, and it scales with spell power. The problem is, the cooldown is really high. It's 12 seconds, so that's where all your damage comes from. Your auto attacks do like 0, and all your burst damage comes from Eldritch Strike. Eldritch Strike is 0 to 2 per character level. So 0 to 2 force, and 0 to 2 acid or fire or whatever you have on that. Being able to get 0 means that you can have a really low bottom end. Your bottom end can actually be 0. You can Eldritch Strike and do 0 damage. That's terrible. The odds are really low. If you're level 20, like, you have to lose 40 coin flips in a row. Actually, it's even worse than 40 coin flips because there's three options. There's 0, 1, and 2. So there's like no chance you'll do 0, but it is possible, and that sucks. Sure, it's affected by your spell power, but it's not going to do a lot of damage. Now, the reason why this bothers me is because the Arcane Archer recently got a pass, and as you saw before, the Arcane Archer does ridiculous damage thanks to the extra bonuses you get from spell power. Right now, my character does... Actually, can I put this on the screen? Heck yeah, I can put this on the screen. So, right now, the Arcane Archer... yeah... Where'd it go? Edit. Oh, it deleted itself. Wonderful. It's also supposed to be there. Text. Great. So, on my Arcane Archer, I do 78 of damage. Where is that? Let's make this here. Let's make this big. That's a bit too big. So I get to do 78 of damage, right? So 78 on the Arcane Archer is equal to 7 to 56 damage. Let me make this background. So 7 to 56 damage is pretty good. It's like it's a pretty good amount on every single auto attack. But I don't do 7 to 56 damage, and this is really important. It's multiplied by my spell power. So my spell power is 125, so it's times 2.25. Times 2.25, which is a little bit higher. So this is going to be like, what, 14... So it's going to be like 15-ish. This is an approximation. I'm doing the math quick. But this is like 15 to like 115-ish damage. So that's on every single auto attack. The low end doesn't usually happen. It averages about 70 damage on every single auto attack. Thanks to the fact that I can multiply it with spell power. Now, when you compare that to this damage right here, this is 4 to 16. Like, that's the disconnect. It's 4 to 16 damage. It's negligible compared. This damage, by the way, is going to go up. I'm expecting to do about 300 spell power, which is going to change this to 4 times the damage, which makes the math really easy. Oh, 126. So there we go. It's even better. But the math then becomes really easy if I have 300% spell power. So 300% spell power, I'm looking at, what is this? 28 to 224 on every single auto attack, with an average of like 125, 130? Really great. That's about level 22. I'm expecting to get that damage. This is not affected... No, you can read it right there. It's not affected by spell power. The Eldritch Strike is affected by spell power. But the actual auto attacks is not affected by spell power. The reason this bothers me is because, one, there's no reason to use Eldritch Knight. That's important. Because it does so little damage. You can get points into it to get that extra physical resistance rating, to get that, and to get that little bit of armor class, that kind of thing. But in general, there's no real reason to go up in this tree very high if you're actually doing like a melee sorcerer build. And even if you were, I'd recommend putting more points into fighter or barbarian or anything like that. But for a reason I don't understand, this doesn't scale with spell power on the auto attacks. Even if it was 4 to 16 scaling with spell power, that's terrible. That's terrible. With 400% damage, or with a 300 spell power, you're doing 12 to, 48 damage on your auto attacks? That's so little. That's still 0. That's still, that's not even 25% of the damage that you would be doing on Arcane Archer. Yet they're the same concept. So, I mean, obviously you get little bonuses as well. You get the arcane spell failure change, you get a little bit of double strike. But I mean, a little bit of double strike, you get what? 3% here, you get 1% double strike here, 1% double strike here, and 1% double strike here. So this gives you 8% double strike. Arcane Archer gives you like 25% double shot from just the Arcane Archer tree, and then there's a second tree that can give you another 20% double shot. And it goes past 100%. So, I don't know why this is the case. You could say Arcane Archer is sucky. It's factually the highest range damage you can do with a bow, but currently, because of the way it scales. But either way, this is just, it's something I don't know exactly why it's the case. Hopefully in the future there'll be a way to actually come up with like a middle ground. I know obviously it's coded differently because when you auto attack, when you make an attack, sorry, it says right here at the bottom, up to once every 6 seconds, an attack you make that hits an enemy will cost you a spell point. So it even costs mana to add the extra damage. I kind of wish they would change it so that it would scale with spell power, so it would be a little bit better, but they haven't done it yet. They may not ever do it, but it's something I'd like to bring attention to because consistency feels good. It's something that adds damage as an element from a magic using class, and yet it doesn't scale with the spell power of the magic using class, which I feel like might be an oversight. It may not be an oversight, maybe it's intentional, but it just doesn't feel very good when you actually get to play it. I think it would be overpowered if it was the same scale, like 7d8s on every single auto attack that scales with spell power on melee. Melee hits way faster than ranged. That would be a nightmare, and it would never be balanced. But if they added just spell power scaling on these weapons, on the actual autos themselves, I think it might help a little bit, or at least make it feel more consistent. So, that's what I had to say about that one. So that's what I said. Turbine, they do incredible things sometimes, like the way they handled the Paladin. I really enjoyed, and I thought it was really smart, well thought out, because they didn't kill Paladin, and they just reduced the strength of some builds. But this is just, you know, it's just a consistency thing. If you, I'm sure Turbine should have metrics on this. I can't imagine that Eldritch Knight is used by any of the player base in actual melee builds. Even melee sorcerers, I mean, melee sorcerers generally go with Air Savant, and then they go with some other multi-class like Fighter and go straight in Fighter tree, and then just use a little bit of stuff from Air Savant. So, yeah, it's something I hope I hope they fix. It's just a consistency thing. It just feels bad to know I'm playing a really cool class that I really enjoy because the new mechanic allows you for so much different options and customization, because you can feel like an Arcane Archer. I can feel like, bam, I'm shooting guys with acid arrows, yeah, man. And it's just even the idea. And then when you imagine, like, this stuff, like, this looks awesome. So I take my wonderful guitar here, and I turn on my fire ability, and because it has a custom sprite, you can't see it, but it makes my weapons fiery. So, like, I can just turn it on, and then boom, I, like, burst my weapons into flame, and I can feel like some kind of wicked spell sword, because I can run around and slash my sword that's on fire, dealing extra fire damage. It feels cool, but it sucks. It's not even, like, bad, it's like dumpster tier in damage. It doesn't add base damage, it's just dumpster tier. So, hoping that's something that will get changed, or at least looked at and reviewed and talked about in the future. Because it may not have seemed that bad, but when you put it up against the way they changed Arcane Archer, this is just unholy in how bad it is. And then the capstone is just the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. This is so bad, I don't even understand. So just to make sure everyone understands what this does, Eldritch Strike, awesome, you get this sick cleave on a 12-second cooldown, which is way too long, because it costs 10 mana. Like, costing 10 spell points should be the barrier to entry. If you're out of mana, you can't cast the spell. It shouldn't be cooldown 12 seconds, so you can never spend enough mana to cast it. This character has 1300 mana. I will never run out of mana before I finish the quest, not because I wouldn't cast the spell enough to do the extra cleaves, but because the cooldown's too long. But to put this in perspective, the capstone, Eldritch Strike grants you a power charge, and when you have 10, they're removed, and you get a 30-second buff. If I want to cast this, that takes 120 seconds, which means that's a 2-minute wind-up on my big buff that lasts 30 seconds. And my buff gives me 10% melee damage and 25 spell power. I mean, you could get 10% melee damage by taking 2 levels of another class and putting points in there instead of taking the capstone. And 25 spell power, well, spell power doesn't affect your auto attacks. So it only affects this, your spin attack, and you can only use your spin attack twice during that time. So it gives you 25% damage on 2 attacks. It doesn't even feel good. It just hurts. And then it gives you 10 force spell power. So that's something that I think that should be just looked at and talked about. Consistency and how it makes the character feel. I'm not saying like, oh, make Eldritch Knight the greatest thing ever. Add stats everywhere. Just make it, give everything plus 100 melee power, spell power, killing power, death power, winning power. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying consider how the Arcane Archer works and think about how you can take that design philosophy of making something that's not only strong, but cool, keep the cool, and just make it workable. Make it feel like when your character grows stronger and you get new items and more spell power, that it actually impacts your gameplay. Which is, the whole thing. When I play a character, when I add stats, I want it to just be stronger overall. So, yeah. So that's my rant about the subject. The good and the bad, And I mean, this isn't bad because they designed it to be bad. It's just, it's not as up to date as some of the other trees, so it may not look as nice and shiny. So, I'm sure something that will change. But yeah, so that's going to be the end of the Strimstream for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope some of you actually learned something from the Gianthold. And if you do have any questions or anything, let me know. I don't really post on the forums that often, but I probably should. I'm going to be writing a guide in the next week or so on the Ranger that I've been doing, the fact that it's easier to play than Warlock. So you'll be able to see that pretty soon. It'll be on the Ranger forums. I have some screenshots, and I'll also link to some Google Docs that I have with some data on it, so you can see the calculations and how the math works out. But until next time, I really appreciate all your love and support, or your hate. If you have hate too, just levy that onto me. I feed on that stuff. So, give me whatever. I had a lot of fun, and I'll be back here next week on Monday. Man, I should know that. Monday at 7 o'clock until 10. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot to plug my own stream. Oh my god. I forgot to plug my stream. I should probably have a thing there. Yeah. So that's my actual stream. This is where I stream. So if you want to catch me on there, I do stream whenever. So it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, please bring the hate. Just type your vitriol. I'll love it. But yeah, if you want updates, you can follow me there as well. I stream at random points, so you never know. All right. Thanks. I'm out. Peace.